You're strapped in to a live radio broadcast on Pure Rock Radio.
Just about everyone and their dog has a website or uses a domain name like yourname.com. Thanks to our partnership with GoDaddy, the leader in hosting and domain name registration, we can offer all our listeners big savings on everything GoDaddy offers. Go to purerockradio.net/GoDaddy for a full list of coupon codes to save on hosting your website, registering your domain name, and much more. You can even switch to GoDaddy anytime to start saving, and our coupon codes will never expire. Every time you use one of our coupon codes, it benefits you, Pure Rock Radio, and all the shows we carry. So thanks for visiting purerockradio.net/GoDaddy today. Try coupon code POD167 to save 10% off your GoDaddy purchases today.
Welcome to the Used Bin. All music, all the time. What are you listening to? Used Bin Radio.
Once a year we celebrate with stupid hats and plastic plates. The fact that you were able to make another trip around the sun. And the whole clan gathers round and gifts and laughter do abound. And we let out a joyful sound and sing that stupid song. Happy birthday, now you're 1 year older. Happy birthday, your life still isn't over. Happy birthday, you did not accomplish much, but you didn't die this year, I guess that's good enough.
So let's drink to your fading health and hope you don't remind yourself your chance of finding fame and wealth decrease with every year. Does it feel like you're doing laps and eating food and taking naps and hoping that someday perhaps your life will hold some cheer? Happy birthday! What have you done that matters? Happy birthday! You're starting to get fatter. Happy birthday! It's downhill from now on. Try not to remind yourself your best years are all gone. If cryogenics were all free, then you could live like Walt Disney and live for all eternity inside a block of ice. But instead your time is set, this is the only life you get. And though it hasn't ended yet, sometimes you wish it might. Happy birthday! You wish you had more money. Happy birthday! Your life's so sad it's funny. Happy birthday! How much more can you take? But your friends are hungry, so just cut the stupid cake. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Oh my. We got a lot going on.
How about
here.
that, though? Well, welcome into the Used Bin, everybody. It is nice to have you with us. If you haven't figured it out yet, there is a birthday in the room.
Hey, hello, how are you?
And it's not me. It's your favorite mama, Joe Mama's birthday tonight. So happy birthday, Joe Mama.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's very exciting.
It is indeed.
Let me get some business out of the way,
Please.
and then we can go from there. So, you like this tune?
I've heard this one. The other one, not so much. This one I know.
This is pretty good. These guys are really good.
These guys are really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you that they were going to call in tonight for your birthday.
Sure.
But they're not.
It makes me wonder, am I, tonight, am I feeling more right brain or more left brain, or am I Cygnus, god of balance? I don't know.
I have a funny feeling that maybe throughout the evening we'll work your issues through.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's not going to be one of those.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's going on. First off, we have phone numbers for you tonight. We want you to call in.
Oh, wait. Welcome to Used Bin Radio.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Phone numbers to call in. We want you to call in and participate in the show. 888-405-7440. That is the number. Call in. Wish your favorite mother a happy birthday. He'll be so pleased to hear from you.
Certainly.
And if you can't do it by the phone because you're sort of pea-shy, feel free to send us an email. usedbinradio@usedbin.com. Those are the two ways to get a hold of us. You could probably Twitter us and Facebook, but those are a little more difficult for us to juggle. So phones and emails are the best ways to be a part of this fantastic live radio broadcast.
Smoke signals also work.
Yes, that's right. We're looking for the smoke from the chimney.
That's right. Or if you have a bat signal, shine it.
We'll take it.
Shine it.
So I want to tell you, Joe Mama, that, and everybody else who's listening tonight, there's been a tradition in the short time that we've been on the air of having some guest phone calls and some fun things going on during birthdays, which we've both done to each other and surprised each other.
Right.
I would like to tell you that that's happening tonight, but everything I planned fell through.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
I wish I could tell you that there's we have lots going on, and I'll tell you why I say that. Because on my birthday, I remember I went through a whole rigmarole of what we were up to, what was happening,
and then
what was the plan.
And then I interrupted and said, okay, now let me tell you what's really going on with the Brad Ambush birthday show.
I got hijacked. So, ambushed, yeah. You hijacked my pitch.
Yeah.
And I wish I could tell you that the same was true. Ain't happening.
Good.
So I apologize.
No, it's actually more of a birthday surprise that way, because I kind of in the back of my mind assumed, all right, Mom and Dad are going to call in, everybody's going to call in.
It's the usual, right.
Yeah. Which is nothing wrong with that. That's all good stuff. But now I'm really, interested to see how this show's going to go.
Well, now we'll do our show.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel bad, and I want to tell you what I tried to get done here, because it would have been the most massive of surprises.
So Getty, Alex, and Neil were each going to call in.
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
It would have been better for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine that for a minute.
Hook me up. What'd you have in the works?
I was trying to get, and I was close, I think. I think I was close, but it just didn't happen. I was trying to get a phone call from one Brian Wilson. Yeah.
Wait, excuse me while I sit down.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Do you remember, and it's funny, do you remember one year for your birthday, we got
lithograph.
Yeah, the signed lithograph.
It's one of my prized possessions, autographed lithograph.
I was so happy when we were able to get that for you.
Right.
And I was really hoping we could pull that off tonight with the phone call.
Oh my God.
The whole thing would have been nuts.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling I would have done half that interview, because I think you would have been...
I would have been a little verklempt.
Yeah. So
I would have been that guy, like, Brian, when you did that sounds,
remember that time?
That was cool.
Right. So I wish that sorry, pal.
No worries.
I felt like I should probably tell you, because quite honestly, I was having a tough time keeping it from you. Because that's exciting stuff.
That's very large. That's very big.
So anyway, that's the deal, pal. So I apologize.
No worries. I would want advance notice on that one, just because I would be lost if I just walked in and Brian Wilson called. What does that even look like?
What if you walked in and Brian Wilson was here?
Yeah.
How's that visual for you?
Wow. Yeah. I don't even know what that looks like.
I know. Well, so again, I apologize. I wish we could have hooked it up, but you're right. I guess advance notice would be better. Because truthfully, you're the one to do that interview. So I think at some point maybe we'll work on that.
I've done that interview so many times in my head, and it's lonely in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I feel like that, but I feel like that about Portnoy.
Yeah, well, we've both done that interview mentally for years.
I almost do it every day. I do.
Right, that's a little nutty.
I sort of accumulate questions daily. Like I find myself going, oh yeah. And then when we talk to him, I'll ask
say
him
about this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something will come up and I'll say, here's a good example actually. We got on Facebook, somebody posted on our wall a very, you're going to kill me for not remembering who it was, but they posted an interesting theory, another interesting Portnoy theory, and I kept thinking to myself, God, I really want to sort of get in the middle of that and find out what's really going on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is there any truth to what we're talking about? Are we just being jerks? Is there legal action? That was the post, was that Mike is trying to legally keep the name Dream Theater.
Right. I was pretty much convinced when I read that was just somebody's joke. That was just a punchline. I can't believe there's any truth to that. It just doesn't seem feasible to me.
Well, it seems feasible. It doesn't seem. It doesn't kind of go with the fact that Dream Theater's announced dates already for the summer, and that's the real main hole of the theory for me. But the other thing was that it doesn't go with the press releases and everything that's followed Mike, the interviews that he's done and talked about it.
Right.
He just sounds bummed, not litigious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't go for that.
With as defensive as he's been about, wow, I'm really coming off as the bad guy here, I think that's the last thing he'd want to do now.
I think it, and I mean, at some point he's coming back, right?
At some point he's undoubtedly coming back.
That would not
be an
help
album.
That situation.
There'll be an album and a tour, maybe even a DVD of this, DT Mach 3.
Yeah.
And then
is this Mach 3?
Well, I guess so. If you consider the
Dominici
years. years, I mean, that was really sort of a different band, different singer, different keyboard player, different style.
But if you consider the Kevin Moore and Jordan era, this is Mach 5.
Well,
Mach 5.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's not fair. I don't
Yeah.
Those are the core guys have always been there, which is John, and Mike.
John, and Mike.
John.
Good night,
John.
Good night, John. Good night, John boy.
Right, John boy. So yeah, but I do that interview constantly. I really do.
Yeah.
And when he gets on, when we finally get him,
Right.
I'll probably...
And we will get him, by the way, boys and girls. We will have Mike Portnoy in the bin one of these days.
If anyone's interested in helping us wrangle Mike.
Why do I get the feeling when we're finally doing that interview, we're going to talk about jellyfish a lot?
Yeah. No, we should.
Yeah, I just get the feeling that that's going to be like some really obscure common ground that we're both going to obsess over.
Yeah.
Because I know he's mentioned jellyfish in interviews and things, and for me that was bizarre. That was totally random.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem
so weird.
It just doesn't seem like the kind of band that I would have immediately guessed he was into. It would be like finding out like one of the guys in like Jane's Addiction was a big fan of Tales of Topographic Oceans or something like that. It's
That's
just
unfair when you say that. That's not fair.
It just seems out of place, but it makes perfect sense when you see he's in a Yellow Matter Custard Beatles tribute band.
That's it. I was just going to say.
So it makes sense when you know the big picture. But when I first heard him mention jellyfish, I did like a triple take to the page I was reading, going, "What?"
Yeah. Well, you know, the chorus to Pull Me Under is very jellyfish.
Oh, certainly.
So,
those intricate 6-part harmonies in Metropolis. There was a lot going on there. Was very spilt milk.
Yes, very spilt milk. I wonder what those other guys... I wonder if the other guys in that band were into jellyfish. Like, was Petrucci a jellyfish guy? Probably not.
I'm thinking no. Mike, and boy, do we just go off and randomly just start talking about what we believe goes on in the world of Dream Theater guys. But no, I've always had the feeling that Mike had a much wider and more diverse range of musical tastes. And I don't know what I'm basing that on, other than the fact that
he's an ADD guy.
Well, that and the fact that in print he's always citing these extreme polar opposites of bands that he's like really, really melodic pop and really, really aggressive metal and really obscure jazz and fusion, and he's really just sort of all over the place. And then a huge 70s and 80s arena rock guy, Journey and Styx and all that, and Zeppelin, and he seems like he's just all over the map. He's one of us, which is why we need to do that interview.
Right. I identify with it because I'm a little ADD guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I can't focus on something for too long, and because if I do, it's sort of like the Nectar kick that I was on.
You were on a big Nectar kick.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Dude, nothing but Nectar.
Did you...
all day, all night.
Nothing but Nectar.
24 hours of Nectar.
Did you end up downloading more Nectar albums or buying more Nectar albums?
Yeah, I've got... What do
during
I
that
have?
period? Because I gave you the... what was it? Remember Tomorrow?
That's the one, right?
That is the one.
That's the one. None of the other ones are as good. I think I've listened to 3
and
other
I've got
ones,
their
2 or
live
3 other ones.
Live at the Roundhouse, which was probably, I don't know, like 73, 74.
Well, the thing with that Nectar record was
we're talking about Nectar.
Totally.
Wow.
It's such a unique record to me.
It is.
It's so unique in the sense that it really fuses funk and prog, and I don't think you ever get that anymore. Like it's not like a Robert Randolph and the Family Band where it's extremely technical, but it's very R&B and funky. You know what I mean?
Undoubtedly.
Right, and it's not like Triumph, where it's very sort of pop prog.
Right.
There's no fusion there, where Nectar really sort of fused that.
They did.
And that to me is so incredibly unique.
And made a very identifiable sound. Not that the average guy on the street knows Nectar or would recognize it, but if you've heard them, you'll always know, oh, that sounds like Nectar. Like Gentle Giant. They have such a unique sound. Certainly not mainstream, and certainly not the average guy on the street is going to go, oh, wow, that sounds like Cogs and Cogs, or something off the Octopus album. That just doesn't happen in real life.
That's right.
But if you've heard Gentle Giant, you'll always know whether something sounds reminiscent of Gentle Giant or not.
Yeah. Well, no, I would agree. I wish there were more bands that were a little more adventurous.
Yeah.
Because to me, that was extremely adventurous.
Well, that was the period, that mid-'70s period for fusing things with prog. Gentle Giant did it with Baroque, and Jethro Tull did it with flute, and Nectar came in with the funk, and ELP came in with the classical music, and everybody was fusing something with their prog to make the genre bigger.
Well, you're right. And now you sort of
Rush did it with metal and classic rock.
Absolutely.
And,
I guess back then that's right. I mean, now the issue is purely that everybody is sort of progressive bands are still sort of copycat progressive bands. Like as much as we love Magic Pie, I don't know about you, but I really love that band. I think those guys are really, really good.
Absolutely.
But they're Yes and Dream Theater.
Yeah.
That's their fusion.
I love me some Presto Ballet B-sides. They're not really forging new ground, but it doesn't mean it's any less great.
No, and the funny thing about a band like a Presto Ballet, though, is Presto Ballet is so bitchin' to me because it's incredibly retro. I mean, it's super retro from, from the Mellotron to the whole deal. It's extremely retro. Big Elf a little bit. Same thing.
How's this for tying it together? So the way a lot of these bands are fusing like their own unique niche, what if you got a prog band who only did instrumental prog? Okay, we're going to be talking, because we haven't mentioned, we're going to be talking later this evening to our featured guest is going to be Chris Letchford from Scale to Summit.
Yeah.
An instrumental progressive rock band. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is a lot of our listeners here in the Used Bin will probably remember seeing them if you went to the Progressive Nation. That's the Prog Nation tour, to you insiders. A couple years ago when Dream Theater did the U.S. version of the Prog Nation tour with Zappa Plays Zappa and Big Elf, and Scale to Summit opened the show. And I remember when you and I were at that show how blown away we were by this, because and I don't know how old these kids are, but they were kids.
Well, back then they were, now I think they're probably 23, 24.
Okay, so we saw them, they had just turned 20, and they looked like the kids we had in our math class or something.
Yeah.
And clean cut, nice young men. Mm-hmm. And they came out, and I thought, this should be fun. This should be nice. And then they just tore the place up. It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they're very unassuming, to say the least. You know what I mean? But they get up there and it's fucking math.
Yeah.
It's really good. The guys are obviously exceptional players.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is I know we'll get into this a little bit with Chris later on, but I listened to the new Scale to Summit, by the way. The Collective is the new record. If you haven't heard it, we put the link up on usedbin.com that's streaming the record, so you guys can check it out there. But I would highly recommend buying it and putting on some headphones and really digging deep, because this is a very...
And download the lyrics. Just kidding.
Yeah. The singer is unreal.
It's instrumental prog, people.
Boy, can he sing. He sings like a guitar. He sounds just like a bass.
Yeah.
But it's a much more mature, textured kind of record than I thought when we saw them live. Because as good as they were live, it felt like instrumental Dream Theater.
Right.
This doesn't necessarily feel like that. There's some really great parts in there, and the songs are really diverse and diverse from each other. So.
And can you argue with that?
I have no argument. So anyway, so Chris will be on the show a little later on. They're playing a gig tonight. It's the opening of the tour with Fair to Midland and Periphery. So they are in Arizona tonight, and I have no clue what time we're bringing them on.
Yeah, so
when they get off stage, they're coming on.
When we bring Chris on later, he'll probably be huffing and puffing because he will have just come off stage.
Or blown the house down.
Playing an evening of instrumental prog. And that's a lot of notes.
Yes.
That's a lot of notes.
That's true.
So that'll be good fun. Yeah, we'll have a good time talking prog, talking Dream Theater with him. And
very curious to know what young guys are into. Like, if they, do they respect their elder prog, their elders of prog?
Does he respect music of the elder?
No.
Come on, that's a great album. I love that album.
Dude, on your birthday, I want you to come clean.
I'm being totally honest.
No, you're not.
Okay.
You're not being honest. There's one other person that agrees with you. Rich from the mothership.
Rich from the mothership.
He agrees.
I wish I could tell you it's all, just, something that I like to, give you a hard time about and tell you, it's really a cheesy record, but I really enjoy that record. More than most Kiss records.
Oh, no, you do not.
Now, granted, I'll certainly go to the classic Destroyer Rock and Roll Over Love Gun period before any of that. But after that, the Dynasties and the Unmasks and even like the post makeup Lick It Up, Animalize, all that stuff. I'll take the Elder over a lot of that stuff. The Oath. And the Rose, and You're Not Well, Mr. Blackwell, and there's so many great tunes there.
We just sort of got a phone call.
We sort of got a phone call?
Yeah, like somebody called and then hung up.
Well, because
unless I didn't see it ring in time.
They were going to ask what my favorite Kiss record was, but it's been answered now.
Right,
so,
I see what it is.
That they're on to the next thing already.
I'm going to go out on a very long limb here, and I'm going to say that in the
I see a theme here.
Very nice, yes. I do not believe that The Elder is in your top 10 Kiss records. I just can't.
Oh, I have a request. I have a request.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any of this program tonight.
Let me just stop you right now. It's
okay.
The night's been done.
Okay.
Program.
If any Marillion happens to come on, I'm going to ask you now. Fast forward. I'm cleansing.
Oh, okay.
I'm in a no Marillion phase between now and the Holland convention.
I got
So the month of March is Marillion free for me. I'm cleansing the palate. So if it happens to come up,
I might have screwed that up. Try it. I think I screwed that up. Hi, is there anyone in the use bin?
To accept this call, press 1 or 9. To send the caller into voicemail,
press 1.
Disconnect. Sorry about that, dude. I screwed up. I forgot to connect you into the phone. Sorry about that. So please do that. Call us back.
Yeah.
Come back, young man.
Come back. Come back.
Well, there is some...
Oh, you were going to go out on a long limb.
Yeah, I just don't think Kiss is in your top 10. The Elder is not in your top 10.
The Elder... Well, Kiss is certainly not in my top 10.
Right, that's not what I meant.
But the Elder is most definitely in my top 10 Kiss. Most definitely.
No way.
Maybe top 5.
Oh, you know what? It's only in there because you're the only one. Hold on. Wait, let me screw this up. See if I didn't screw it up. Oh, come on, Brad. You can do it. You can do it. Hey, who's in the used bin?
Hey, it's me. It's Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. How are you? Sorry that I screwed that up on you, pal.
Yeah, it was, you guys were talking about Kiss, and I don't have a ton to elaborate on Kiss, unfortunately. But
except that the Elder's no good.
Do you have?
No, I mean,
do you have a favorite Kiss? I know they're probably not in your top 10 bands, but if you had to listen to some Kiss, where do you go?
No, the best thing I can say about Kiss is I saw Detroit Rock City many years ago, and that was relatively entertaining. But,
yeah, it's the whole Bob Ezrin approach.
Go see Phantom of the Park. That's what you need to watch. That's the greatest. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. Just watch it, and you'll know what I mean.
Oh, you'll cringe. You'll cringe. That's a rough movie to sit through.
There was Gene Simmons in the movie Runaway with Tom Selleck, but
yeah, that's much better. That's much
right.
better than Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
I don't know, dude. I could sit through that.
Yeah,
you couldn't sit through Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
Well, the fact that they've got the voices of Ace and Peter dubbed in by actors that are not Ace and Peter.
What's wrong with that?
That's absurd to me,
dude. When Paul Stanley throws his star out of his eye, shoots the star out of his eye, it's awesome.
Gene Simmons is growling and he speaks in a voice that's like from another planet.
Speaking in tongue.
Oh, it's
awesome.
It's crazy stuff. So what's going on,
Sorry, Kyle? How are you, pal?
Oh, man. I know you guys are going to be talking about Scale the Summit all night, and that's great. I honestly can't really claim to be all that crazy about them, but I know they're popular.
Yeah.
At least they've gained popularity in the last few years. But I'm glad that they're on that tour.
I don't know if we talked about this, Kyle, but when Dream Theater did the Prog Nation tour a couple of years ago with Zappa Plays Zappa and Big Elf, did you catch that tour?
Yeah, I actually helped promote it in Minneapolis.
Okay, so you saw the Scale to Summit set back then?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I checked them out, and I know. I mean, they were obviously. If you remember the circumstances, they were a replacement. They were going to have Pain of Salvation and not Big Elf. Big Elf was one of
No,
the
it was
places.
Beardfish.
Yeah.
Beardfish, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, I have I'm very picky or particular with my instrumental music, but I do like a lot of it.
Like what?
And,
what?
I mean, the post stuff, I guess you could call it. Long Distance Calling and Russian Circles, namely, are probably the bands I'm most into that are sort of doing the heavy instrumental metal or prog rock or whatever you want to call it. The thing is, if you go back to the last 20 or some odd years, even back to the 70s, but even the last 20 years, all these bands have been influenced by Dream Theater. A lot of them have been instrumental bands.
Sure.
A lot of them obscure. You page through like Progression Magazine or the bands around like on Magna Carta and Inside Out.
Yeah.
There's dozens of those bands that like that. And I just kind of react to think, what are they bringing new to the table?
That's
I'm
right.
not
Yeah,
sure,
no, that's
but-
fair.
Totally couldn't
that's
agree
fair.
with you more.
Hey, quick question.
You know?
Quick question, just because you mentioned Long Distance Calling. I have one of their discs. I forget which one it is. It's the one with sort of an orange cover with the guy like on a mountaintop or something. Do they have several records?
They just came out with a new one, actually, self-titled.
That's the
But
second?
They have three.
Oh, okay.
The second one, the one that came out in 2009, it's called Avoid the Light. Maybe that's the one you
Yeah,
have?
I think that's the one I have.
That's, I mean, by my taste and by a lot of people I know's taste, they're best, but the people that love the post-rock stuff actually like their earlier records more, but I don't know. I mean, I personally love that. I don't know if you really got into it or not.
I did. That's why I was curious to see if there was more out there. I've never really looked deep into the band's history,
for
so
them,
I'll check it out.
I mean, I have a list on my Rate Your Music page of instrument, like post bands. I call them post bands. A lot of them are instrumental. Long Distance Calling's Avoid the Lights, one of my favorites. That's a great record.
Cool. Yeah, I liked it.
You know, there's a few others. East of the Wall and this band called Shelter Red I also discovered. Shelter Red almost reminded me of like Porcupine Tree doing instrumental music.
Is that Shelter Red?
Shelter Red, yeah.
Okay.
They're more obscure than Long Distance Calling. I mean, Long Distance Calling's on the same record label with like Purism Revolution and Dredge and
Right.
the now sadly defunct band Ocean Size.
Right. That's,
I know.
We talked about that a little last week, but weird how we just missed the bandwagon because I just started getting into them. I think both of us just started getting into them within the last couple of months.
At least you don't have to feel so bad about this. You know, you were into them so long and then they never came here and then they broke up.
Right. Well, I
But,
told you I blame Joe for the whole thing.
Yeah, it's my
I
fault.
haven't even written about it. I'm crushed about that. It's to take one of your favorite bands and, you know, out of nowhere they just decide to break up.
Yeah,
you know?
that would be like if that would be like if the drummer from Dream Theater quit or something. Never mind.
Yeah.
It never gets old, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Don't worry, we're here all night, folks, till 10 p.m.
First introduced a lot of us to Ocean Size. That was back in like 2005, early 2006. He said, "Oh, this band Ocean Size, like, you know, they're combining Pink Floyd and Incubus and all these other Faith No More." And you know, a lot of people got into them right after he started talking about them.
Right.
So
Stephen Humphries
maybe
entered
you
the
guys
studio, by the way, Kyle. Just so you know, Stephen Humphries in the studio.
Which means he's going to.
Stephen,
Which means you better be factually correct because he will let us know otherwise.
So, really quick, I know that you want to get into. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about Fair to Midland, right?
Well, yeah, I never heard you guys talk about them, and I happen to really love them. I've seen them live many times, and I actually am just about to post something on my blog about their new album. They just announced the title, actually, the other day, so called Arrows and Anchors, and it's coming out on June 7th.
Oh, wow,
Which
not
is the
for a
same
while.
day the Deer Hunter Color Spectrum thing comes out.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff coming out that day, but
No, I know that
yeah,
you.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know that you're also pretty well versed in Deer Hunter because we've talked about them before, and we kicked around the news story last week with what little information I had on the Color Spectrum series, which I understand is 9 EPs. Do you know much more about it? Like, is each EP one song, or are they multiple songs? Is this?
I mean, I don't know everything about it. I've taken in as much as I could.
Right.
But yeah, there's going to be, each EP is going to be like 4 or 5 songs, I guess.
Wow, that's a lot of material.
There's a lot of collaborations. Probably not with people you guys are familiar with, though, but
Yeah,
people that Casey has worked with.
I saw a partial list, and yeah, I was fairly lost in the list.
Although
but
some of them, you know, arguably were doing kind of the progressive rock stuff, kind of combining with indie or whatever. Some of his former bandmates from Receiving End of Sirens and this band called As Tall as Lions, who are actually really good, but they broke up last year. But they, I'm really excited about it. It's not going to be like the Axe. It's going to be very diverse, very different genre blending and everything. So
right. See,
and then they announced a tour. Actually, you guys have never talked about Dredge, but they're going on tour with Dredge. So
yeah, we were just talking about that before the show. I know they're coming through L.A. They're going to play the Roxy here in L.A. So I have a feeling we'll probably check that out. And my biggest worry is at the end of the night when I go to the merch stand, I'm going to have 9 T-shirts to choose from, and it's just very confusing. It's just very confusing.
Well, the thing is that the EPs are going to be sold separately, even by the track. You can buy them, right. and it's not going to be overly expensive. I guess around $35, I guess, for the whole thing.
Right,
that's not bad at all.
I mean, the vinyl. There's going to be a vinyl, like a vinyl box set that will include the whole thing, and that will be a little more, I imagine. But.
Right. Kyle, really quick, because I don't want to run you off, but I want to hear what you have to say about Fair to Midland.
Oh, okay. No, their new album's called Arrows and Anchors. You guys have never seen them live?
Right. That's correct.
I mean, the thing is, their singer has, at least many times that I've seen him, he hangs from the ceiling.
Nice.
Upside down and sings sometimes. He's done that multiple times.
Are you sure this isn't the Spider-Man musical you're confusing this with?
Right.
It's funny. Actually, the singer of one of the bands I used to play in a long time ago used to do that very thing. He used to wear gravity boots and hang upside down and sing on stage.
Wow.
You know Doug used to do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
So I'm just curious. So what you guys have been listening to him, or Brad,
I have. I've been listening to him. Been listening to the last record because I've heard Fair to Midland. I've just never really sat down and dug deep into it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Really, exceptionally good.
Well, their last album was produced by David Bertrill, who is kind of known for a lot of Tool and King Crimson, and I think he worked with not Peter Gabriel, but he worked with a number. He's worked with a lot of. He even was involved with Dream Theater Scenes from Memory for a while there.
Right.
And I think that really helped them promote the album, and their last album got a lot of exposure. It also helped that Serge Tankian caught on to them.
Right.
But they've been around a long time, like 10, 11 years, but they were just mainly known in Texas until Serge got wind of them.
Oh, I see.
And then Fables came out. Fables from a Mayfly came out in 2007, and so everyone was talking about them. That Dance of the Manatee, it was on the radio.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that singer can really sing, man. That guy's no joke.
You know.
He's no joke. That's what I like about
him. Like Biffy Clyro and Muse. I mean, I would say people that like Biffy Clyro and Muse would be worth checking them out.
Yeah. I gave Joe a copy of the record, so he's got to do his homework this week.
Looking forward to checking that out.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, we got to run, man. Good to talk to you.
Best of luck on the interview, and just tell them, really appreciate them, a new young band doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
No, and happy birthday, Joe.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
It planned or what happened today for you, but I'm sure it was very music.
I'll tell you a little about what happened over the last couple of days. In a minute. Some crazy stuff went down, but I'll tell you about that in a little while.
All right, well, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for Steven coming in as well.
Always great to hear from you, Kyle.
I couldn't call in last week. I was at a concert, so.
Well, good for you. That's where we all should be on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, if there's a good concert, I got to, choose sides. It's hard, but I had to see this woman play,
Nothing wrong with that.
You probably never heard of Nicole Atkins, I assume.
No? Something we should check out?
Oh yeah, I just got a promo copy of her new album actually recently. Yeah,
she's she's not prog exactly, but very orchestral pop and great live performer. Her guitar player actually was just every song on her album has some kind of part or guitar part or solo that's great. I can't really know how to describe her, to compare her to someone you'd know. I mean, Linda Ronstadt kind of doing psychedelic music. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, all right, I'm in.
All right,
I'll
Kyle,
check that out.
Whenever I call, I always throw out all these names nobody's heard of in your audience. But
that's good.
But you know what? Eventually, after people start hearing the podcasts, I start seeing the names of these bands that you mentioned start popping up on the Usman forums, or people email me and go, "I was just listening to so and so that Kyle was talking about on Usman."
Yeah, and then they break up.
It's funny.
Yeah,
well,
that's right.
My work is actually I'm making some kind of impact.
Absolutely, absolutely.
By the way, say hello to Rachel for me. I tried to get a discussion discussion going about metal, and I don't know if
she's not here yet.
She's late.
She's late. We're gonna have to scold her for that. But yeah, we'll definitely.
She saw the topic on the message board at least.
Okay.
I will. All right, Kyle. Take care, man.
All right.
Good night, buddy. Steven, what's up, pal?
Hey, man, I wish the listeners could see Joe right now, because Joe has just been doing some fantastic air drumming.
Oh, thank you.
Which I think is shaped by years and years of going to Rush concerts, but this guy should be in competitions, man. I tell you, he's doing that.
Well, thank you. I'll take that as a...
He's even doing the feet.
I was even doing the feet. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a quick little story since you mentioned that, and thank you for the praise of my air drumming. One year, I want to say it was the year when we went to the R30 tour. We went to 2 nights at the Hollywood Bowl on the R30 tour, and we had one of the cool VIP boxes down near the front at the Hollywood Bowl, which in and of itself was very cool. But sort of looking over the crowd just before the sun went down and before the show started, just kind of looking over the crowd, we saw a lot of celebrities and musicians down near the front, and so there were a lot of luminaries. In fact, I'm pretty positive that Matt Scannell was within a couple of boxes of us that night. I'm pretty sure that was him.
Yeah, that's true, and I think Neil's folks were there as well.
Right. Well, all during that show, if you thought the air drumming I was doing now was impressive, I was going for it. I was building up a sweat, and I was hitting every note on foot and hand and every tap and every nuance. I was going crazy. During the intermission, a girl in the next box to us said, "I just want to tell you that was really, really impressive." I said, "What?" She said, "You're air drumming." I said, "Oh, okay, well, thanks." And I'm thinking, it's a girl. What is she going to know? She said, "Because I live with Neil, and I know." And then I realized, oh my God, this is the new life. That was praise.
That's great.
Yeah, there were a lot of drummers actually at that show. If I remember right, Taylor Hawkins was there as usual, and I'm sure if Rachel was here, she would let us know if the guy from, I think Tool's got a drummer, don't they?
Yeah,
a drummer for Tool?
Debbie Gibson. Yeah, Debbie Gibson. Funny trivia.
Danny Carey is something we're looking for.
This is just totally random, but no secret that I've got this weird sort of Debbie Gibson fetish. I've talked about it on the air before.
Oh man, did you watch the recent, what is it, Dino Croc? What is that movie she did? Debbie Gibson and
I have no idea.
She did a sci-fi movie.
Since she became Deborah, I've been out. I just want that clear.
It was now we know where Joe draws the line.
She and Tiffany joined together and did a sci-fi movie. Apparently, they have a wrestling sequence.
See, I can't help you there. It's like when Prince became the symbol. That was I had to draw the line there. When she became Deborah, I was out.
Well, that's funny because when Aerosmith made the Draw the Line record, I drew the line.
Did you? Okay, so you don't have right in the nuts.
Believe me, my nuts are right.
But my Debbie trivia is I was watching some YouTube clip of Natalie Portman on Leno or Letterman or something like that from just a couple of years ago, fairly recent, and she came out on the I sat in the chair next to Letterman or Leno, whoever it was. She was wearing a Debbie Gibson shirt, and so the first question was, "Nice shirt. What prompted that?" And she said, "Debbie Gibson was the first concert I ever went to." So Natalie Portman trivia.
Oh, there you go. Wow, it's probably one of those.
You know what? I saw that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did see that. It made me uncomfortable when I turned it off. Steven, what are you doing here, pal?
Hey, well, I can tell you first of all what I've been listening to.
Okay.
And the new Radiohead album. Been digging that for the past couple of weeks.
That's impressive because I can't get past the first 8 seconds of that record.
Yeah.
Fucking brutal. Sorry, I can't go there.
It's one just for the fans. It's not one for the casual new to Radiohead kind of fan. It's definitely a little bit abstract, a little bit avant-garde. It's like putting presents in the fan of someone who hasn't had Led Zeppelin beforehand.
It's like, but to me, it's like Kid A. I hate those records.
Oh man, you just gotta dig deep.
Dude, it's pops and clicks.
Really good. But moving on, also the new PJ Harvey album is so far the best album of the year by far. I think it's an astonishing record, both lyrically and wow, what happened to the music?
Oh, it's still there. We just switched bands.
Just went to Genesis. It sounds like both lyrically and musically. I mean, great songs.
Have you been a fan of her body of work, though?
I have. Yeah, I love. She's one of those artists that is very careful not to repeat herself. There are not a lot of them about, and I didn't get into her in the 90s. Her early stuff at the time didn't resonate with me at the time, but I've gone back and really got into it. But I think she's something really special, and highly recommend people check out this record. It's some fantastic tunes.
Is there a record that I should start with? Because I've always been intrigued by her, but have never... I saw her a couple of times in the 90s, and it didn't resonate with me either.
Yeah, her early stuff is kind of like really raw blues, punk kind of stuff, and she's done more and more kind of textured and atmospheric and ethereal kind of records.
I think I probably saw her like 4 or 5 times in the 90s, too, because it seemed like she was always on the bill with either like Live or Veruca Salt or whatever alterna band I was going to see in the mid-90s. She was always there, but just never got the catalog.
I would say this new record
is the one to start with?
It's a great starting point. In any of her past 4 records are really good. And what else? The new Blackfield record. I got a promo copy in my inbox the other day. And, I tell you what, Porcupine Tree fans are going to just
I can't wait to hear that record.
There's a track called Blood, which sounds like Porcupine Tree with Middle Eastern influences, and it's hardcore. It's great stuff. The single, there's in fact 9 songs in the record were written by Veep Gaffin. One was written by Stephen Wilson. He wrote the single Waving, also really, really good. And my favorite track is one called Zigata, and you're in for a treat when you hear that one. It's pretty fantastic.
Oh, we're both looking forward to hearing that record. I'm looking forward to that show.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, especially at the El Rey Theater. That's going to be fabulous. But I've been on such a big Blackfield kick for a while now, and I'm really primed and ready. There are certain times when it's like if Porcupine Tree came through town right now, of course I'd go, but I'm much more in a Blackfield headspace right now, so I'm really primed and ready for this show. I'm very excited about the record. I heard 1 or 2 little snippets and decided I didn't even want to do the snippet thing. I just want to immerse myself in in the record when I get it. When is the actual release date? I know you have like the advanced top secret.
I think it's sometime April. I want to say April 19th. Top of my head. It could be wrong.
Okay.
Something like that. So something to look forward to. But that's not why I'm here, Joe.
Why are you?
Joe, I'm here to lay down a challenge for you.
We got a challenge to air drum.
I think you'll beat me at that one. But for the listeners there at home, Joe and I.
You got to see Steven right now. He just leaned back and folded his legs and got like all MC on my ass.
So, I've been asking Joe for the past year and a half now if he has listened to the second disc on Porcupine Tree's The Incident. And he keeps saying to me, just leaving it for a rainy day. And I'm telling you, if you're not here in Los Angeles, you wouldn't know, but people have been building arcs in their backyards. You had so much rain over the past few months.
There has been some rainy days.
And Joe still has not listened to
I have not.
Joe, I'm challenging you here and now to listen to the record in the next 7 days and come back and tell us what you think of it.
That's a fair challenge. I'll tell you, I'll explain this, and then I'll tell you why I will take that challenge. There has been 3 discs in my life where I've done this kind of thing, where I've saved something for a rainy day. The first time I did it was when, back in the late 70s, when I picked up Yes Relayer, and I was a huge Yes fan then, as I still am today, except for Benoit David, but that's a whole other story. And I did not listen to side 2 of Relayer, which is Sound Chaser and To Be Over, for about 7 years. And the reason for that was having listened to Gates of Delirium, which takes, for anybody that doesn't know, takes up all of side 1, and it's quintessential, Yes at their Prog finest. I said to myself, I know at some point, like all my favorite bands, at some point they're either going to break up, not be around anymore, or they're going to start turning out, cheesy pop. And I pretty much called that one. And I said to myself, I'm going to save this side of the record until I really miss the prog side of Yes, and sat on it for years. It wasn't until like the 90125 era that I finally went back and listened to that stuff.
And Sound Chaser, your mind must have been...
my mind was blown.
Molten.
Because it was a little more intense than Owner of a Lonely Heart and Leave It. Just a little. The other time I did that is when I got an advance copy of Test for Echo from Rush. The version that I had, that I got from someone at Atlantic at the time, had all of the tracks in the final running order, except for the final song, Carve Away the Stone. And so I remember the night we got it, me and Brad and a bunch of our friends, we all got together, we had a listening party, and we listened to the whole record, or the whole record that we had at the time. And when the final record came out, again, I said to myself, you know what? Now that I have the extra track, I'm still not going to listen to it.
And you still have.
And I, to this day, have still never heard Carve Away the Stone.
You're shitting me.
I have never heard it.
What?
I've never heard it.
Yeah, true story. And in fact, we've talked about actually doing that on the air. Where here's the thing, though, is like, you know, sometimes I like to be fairly ruthless and just straight out fuck with you. And I've thought about doing it, trust me. But I don't really have it in me to just spring it on you. So I'm not going to. I wouldn't do that to you. I don't think I could ruin it after all these years. But one day we're going to.
It would be confusing too, because I'd be hearing it and I would do a double take, and at first I would think, you know, is this off like my favorite headache or what?
Right.
What is this?
Right.
Good song.
Is it? See, I have no idea what it sounds like.
No, I think what we'll do is one night we'll make an issue out of it. One night and we'll sit here and we'll everybody will hear Joe here Carve Away the Stone for the first time.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah, I would like to do that. And so
Joe, I think it's time for you to dust off, the second vinyl disc and physical graffiti now. Cause
yes,
it's been time.
Actually, I prefer the second disc, but and so the third and last time that I did this was when I heard Porcupine Tree was putting out 2 discs, and that the first disc was a continuous concept, and the other was just 4 isolated and unrelated songs. I thought, perfect opportunity for me to do it again. And so to this day, I've not listened to that. But I think you're right. I think this week,
I think it's time.
This will be the week. I think I'm ready. I think this week I will listen to it and comment on it next week. That's fair.
So I also wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And
thank you.
I come bearing gifts.
Really?
I come bearing.
You got a copy of the Blackfield record?
I wish. Hang on a second. I'll bring him in the studio. Hang on.
Awesome.
I would like the Blackfield record too, if that's feasible. I'm in for that. Oh, look at that. Well, you could have brought that in right away. Look at this.
Wow, I'm going to have to explain this.
No, you do it. I'll explain. Stephen has walked in with 2 gifts that Joe's opening one now. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it is a CD of some sort of...
Very nice, very nice. Well, Stephen and I both have an affinity for Neil Finn and Crowded House, and this is this the most recent?
That is his first solo record from about 1996, and I think it's the best record he's done of any iteration.
Really?
Any band he's been in. It's a brilliant record.
Really?
A bit more of a rocking record than a Crowded House record, a little bit more experimental.
I'm in. I love the guy. I think he's a genius songwriter.
Brilliant. It's
very excited.
One of my favorite records from the 1990s. So,
just curious, what's your go-to Crowded House record?
Probably the best of, the first one.
The first best of. Okay.
The first best of is great, but of their studio albums, the best one is probably Together Alone.
I'm with you.
Followed by Woodface.
Yeah, I'm with you.
The 2 best.
Woodface is one that's... every time I put it on, I forget just how many of those songs are classic Crowded House songs. It really is kind of cover to cover, pretty brilliant.
It's great stuff.
But Together Alone is my favorite.
That's
Brad has his hand up.
I want to see what's in the other one.
Okay, so the other one. I brought a naked photo of my mom.
Classic.
Framed for Joe. It is signed. I got her to sign it. Playmate, May 1969.
Outstanding.
Well, can we see?
All right, open it.
Yes. Well, this is exciting stuff. That's the first genuine naked photo of someone's mom they sent us. Or is it? Oh, well, it's a framed something. What is the turn around?
Not quite, listeners. Not quite. I was only joking.
Oh,
it's
better.
It's even better. Joe can describe.
It's a clothed photo of our 3 dads.
Yes, it is I'm guessing this is like from around Vapor Trails era, maybe. I'm not sure.
No,
so it's fairly recent.
This is actually from Clockwork Angels. The same.
Okay. So this is very recent. It is a fabulous photo of Geddy, Neil, and Alex, and most noticeably, Neil is smiling, and that doesn't always happen.
Well, somebody told him to say peanut butter
or soup. It's all about the soup.
That's right.
Well, thank you. Cool. That is awesome.
Listeners, they may not know this, but Joe has a garage, just like the Frank Zappa record. Joe's garage, which he has converted into a replica British pub.
Right.
And I think that is.
I think you're
that rush.
I think you're absolutely right.
Meant to be framed in there. So
absolutely.
Enjoy, Joe.
Thank you
Happy
so
birthday to
much.
you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let me take control here a little bit. Steven, as long as you're popping by and saying hello, how long have you two known each other? You and Joe, that is.
I guess I first met Joe in 2008, early 2008 maybe, 2007. That's when I was coming out to LA, and I'd sort of known Kim, his wife, for years as a publicist.
Okay.
But I had no idea that Kim was a fan of Marillion until one day she casually mentioned Marillion. I about fell out of my chair because this isn't a band that's commonly bandied about here in the States as a reference point, and discovered that she's a Marillion head like myself, and so we started conversing about that, and when I came out to LA to scope out a place to live, my wife and I, we met up with Kim and Joe.
Where'd you come from?
From Boston.
Okay.
Going way back, and
which is wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Yeah,
and,
so you came from Boston, and as you scoped out a place to live, you ended up hooking up with Kim, and in turn met Joe. Correct?
I went to Joe's garage.
Okay.
Seen the garage.
Okay. That was your first. That was the first meeting.
What happened, Joe? I think we went. We went to.
I think we went to Third Street Promenade.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe the King's Head Pub or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is my home away from home.
Which is Kim and Joe's second home. Away from home.
Oh, you're good.
You good?
Yeah, I bumped into you. That's all. Didn't mean to bump into you.
It's okay.
All right.
And,
be careful, because when you bump into someone, that generally leads to a friendly.
Look out!
I think I should get out of here at this point. Leave you two guys to it.
No. My camera has, or my phone has a video camera. You could film it.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. How quickly he stays.
I can sell it to TMZ.
That's right. How long did it take?
Winning. Anyone? Yeah, that would be us.
How long did it take for you and Joe to hit the Marillion topic? 30 seconds or less?
Not even. Because you pull up to Joe's house, and the first thing you see is the car, and it's got the Marillion sticker in the back.
Right.
Joe's not.
Find a better way of life at joeshouse.com.
Is that the sticker?
It's sad though, because we were both, my wife and I and Joe and Kim were both at the 2007 Marillion convention in Holland. Didn't know each other then. Too bad. It was too bad. And hello.
Hello. Oh, we have
another
surprise guests in the studio tonight. We got You've Been Radio guests.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stripper has arrived.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking.
Wow. Hi, Michelle.
How are you?
I'm good. Come in.
The lovely, the always lovely and elegant and beautiful Michelle Aragon is here.
Look at that. Hop on the mic for a second.
So let's hand over the mic over to Michelle.
That's right. No, you can hang on. Let's just move this way. Hi, Michelle.
Hey.
It's nice to have you.
Thanks, man.
Why don't you take this one, and I'll switch so that way you can stay standing.
You weren't kidding when you said it was going to be hot in here.
I know. It's a little warm. Joe? Stand by, young man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, I lied to you earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a line out the door of special guests.
Don't worry about it. You just enjoy
Brian
yourself.
Wilson out there?
Yeah. He's hobbling his ass in here right as we speak. So, Michelle, what's happening? Thanks for coming by.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know our friend Joe?
A little bit.
Yes.
Just
winning.
For a few years.
Winning.
Is that like the remix?
So what have I missed? What's happened tonight?
Well, we've just been unwrapping a few presents here. Joe's been unwrapping a few presents.
Ooh, nice.
Been, talking to Gab and Michelle. What have you been listening to recently?
Straight to it. God, I hope someone was going to ask me this. Nothing really.
Wait a minute. You came into the You've Been Radio, You've Been Radio studios, and you were hoping no one would ask you what you were listening to.
I meant to think about it on the way, but I just didn't. Okay. Well, there's a new album, which I have not heard yet, so I'm looking forward to listening to that.
Which is?
The new Elbow album.
Oh, Elbow album.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you said there's a new album out that you're... Okay, the new Elbow. I know, you're a huge Elbow fan.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, Marillion, Porcupine Tree.
Is that what you've been listening to?
Pretty much.
Now, are you going to the convention
I will
with
be
these
there.
with these guys?
Yep.
Are you doing the Joe Mama Cleanse the Palate, or are you just going to be
What's
listening
that?
to Marillion?
I listened to no Marillion in the month of March.
Oh, no.
Until Amsterdam will be the first notes that I hear.
No, I don't do that. In fact, I will even listen to a band the same day I see them.
Well, now
we got
that's
some
against
issues.
the rules.
We got some issues.
That is against the law,
I know.
don't you think?
No, that's why I do it.
Now, don't you just get excited when you see a band after not hearing the music for a little while? Isn't it sound a little more fresh?
Well, what I try to do is find songs that I know they're not going to play.
Oh, with Rush, that's fairly easy.
So you listen to Grendel today, is what you're saying?
I see.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you've been listening to Marillion.
Mm-hmm.
You're waiting on the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the elbow?
I downloaded it from iTunes.
So are you just...
I'm sitting on it because I think I'm going to listen to it on my trip.
Oh, I see. God, that's tough. How do you do that?
You just do.
Winning. Winning. Album, and then you wait years to listen to it. I don't get it. What you guys are, you guys are like nuns. There's this sort of self-control and I gotta hand it to you. And Michelle was just thinking, what's going on?
You gotta have tiger's blood,
John's just been explaining to us that he has yet to listen to a Rush song from the Test for Echo album. He's had, since, when did they come out? 1997, 96?
I think it was 95, actually. 95, 96. Yeah, there's one song on that album that I've still never listened to. I'm saving it for a rainy day.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's just, there's something wrong with that joke.
We've established that it's not going to be a rainy day.
There's something wrong with that.
Yes. We've established the fact that we're going to do that on the show here at some point. But yes, no, I can't believe Joe's never listened to that tune still. That's willpower.
It took Joe about 10 years to listen to the second side of Relayer by Yes. So, you see... You guys have a lot of self-will. I get something, I want to listen to it right away.
I won't do that with the Elbow album, I promise.
And we were just talking about this. Michelle will actually flip out when I tell her this, but I've still intentionally not listened to disc 2 of The Incident.
What?
I have not heard it yet.
You're kidding.
No, dead serious.
I don't believe
Oh, we have more guests. Oh my, we've got Dean in the house. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Say hi.
Hello, everyone. Joe.
No, you can go say hi.
And now can I have a hug?
It's mass pandemonium here, ladies and gentlemen.
It is pandemonium. It's like a party in here.
You can stay there for a minute. Okay, you take that. That's right. Okay, so here's what's going on in the studio. Steven,
we got lots of people in here.
Close the door for just a sec so we can make sure we're good. All right, so Dean has entered the studio with wife, who's here, which is amazing that you're here, actually. I'm very happy to see you guys. And I just wanted... Oh, Dean comes bearing gifts, by the way. Does anybody want a headset? Let me ask that first. Dean, you want a headset? Okay.
I got a gift from Dean.
Yes. We have gifts.
This is crazy. It's like a party in here.
Woo! With Genesis playing. It's like Joe's garage.
I went to I was at the used bin at our local record store, and I sent your buddy here a couple of texts. Has Joe got this album? Has he got this album? He didn't know, and/or you had it. So what do you buy the guy who's got every single record ever created?
You get a T-shirt that says "Keep Ventura Weird,"
but it's from Solz's record store.
Nice.
So there we are. Lord.
That's awesome.
Representing the VC, baby.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much. Anything from a used bin is a good thing.
That's right. So let me explain to you, Dean. Put those on, Dean, so you can listen to some tunes. There you go. Dean, our relationship with Dean. What is going on here? That
we got a lot going on in here.
There's a lot going on. So our relationship with Dean started through Francis Dunnery, and we were doing. Is
Francis out in the hall?
No, that would be great. Are you out of here, Stephen?
I think I should run. I'm actually going to a Vertical Horizon show tonight.
You've heard of them? Dean is on their way too.
Dean is on their way too, so I'm gonna see Dean over there. So send me a text.
And
Dean,
please say hi to Matt for us, because I don't think we're going to make it up there in time tonight.
Yeah, they're on stage at 9:15, so you won't quite make it, but the next one.
All right.
And many happy returns to you, Joe.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming down, pal.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, maybe I'll drop by next year for your 100th.
Okay, fabulous.
Now that is not very nice.
And maybe we'll listen to Carve Away the Stone.
Okay, so back to Dean. Wow, that was wacky. Steven in and out, right? So Dean we met through Francis Stonery. When we did our first house concert, Joe and I sponsored our first house concert. Dean had done one, I think you did one like 2 days before.
Yeah, I have.
And I had, yes, you need to talk. Have a seat, relax, talk into that.
This isn't going to hurt, right?
No, there you go. There you go. You just want to make sure you get right up in that thing. Mm-hmm. There you go. It's not weird, I know.
Winning.
Trust me, it's okay here.
Winning.
Anyway, Joe's putting toilet paper on me. So Gene did his house concert a couple days before ours, and I remember that I sort of tried to copy your house concert stuff. Joe and I did.
Right.
And I had probably sent you an email about coming to our house concert and all that kind of stuff, and we couldn't make it to yours, but that was when we met.
Right, exactly.
And since
I
then,
remember phoning you like the day after or something. Yeah, the day after, and I was still on Cloud 9, and
right.
I said, dude, can you believe it? Dude's going to be playing at your house tonight, Francis freaking Battery.
I know. It was crazy. And you know what's funny about that is Joe and I think for the longest time were convinced that nobody else around here had any clue who Francis Dunnery was. It was like a cult thing.
That's right. I mean, back mid-'90s, I guess, when he was doing all of those shows at the local club, The Mint, and he was doing his residency, we would see the same faces every week, and it was like our new family on Wednesday nights, because he played every Wednesday night for like 5-6 weeks. And so every Wednesday night we went down, it was the same people ordering the same things off the same menu, and he was more or less doing the same set, just mixing up a couple of songs, so it was like a flashback every week. But other than the people that were in that room, I thought that was the entire LA contingent of Dunnery fans, and nobody in the room even knew who It Bites was.
Probably so. I mean,
Yeah.
that was what, 95, 96?
Yeah, Tall Man Helicopter, right around that period.
We were living in Ventura back then, but I didn't know he was playing.
Well, keep Ventura weird, why don't you?
Yeah, you didn't know. So you didn't know he was playing the Mint. At
No,
that
I
show.
didn't, and I saw him. Gosh, Let's Go Do What Happens when he had a concert at the Mint. But he had a show down at one of the record stores. It was in Santa Monica, so I saw him live there. He did a.
I was there for that.
Oh man!
we could. It's back when Angelica was doing his PR.
Borders?
Yeah, Borders at
Borders,
3rd Street, Santa Monica.
Absolutely.
We were there that day. That's funny.
Good times. Good times.
Good times indeed.
Good times indeed. Well, now he's one of us.
Exactly.
Isn't that, how weird is that? I mean, that guy's been all over your house.
Yes.
Many times.
I think he's even sprayed on our toilet seat. Ooh.
Have you washed it?
Yes, many times.
Why?
Since. Oh yeah. Oh well.
You should have saved it. Why not? That's why they have little cups like from the hospital. You sort of save that stuff, and then when he comes back, you say, "Could you add to this?"
I'm just a bit of a germaphobe, but
I see
no
how
offense
that
to your
works.
P, Frank, if you're listening, of course.
That's right. So so that's our relationship with Dean, and all of us together missed the last house concert tour.
Yes,
The first one in a few years.
We were away, and would have been cool. He was in Santa Barbara, but he was somewhat close. But
He was in Santa. I think that was a Friday night too, and we just didn't go.
Would have been nice.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's a
Stuff
tough
happens.
drive on a Friday night for us.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
For
I
you.
came down here on a Tuesday night to get into here to celebrate.
That is so
my
awesome. I'm
freaking
so glad
birthday.
you came down. But you are going to be going to the Vertical Horizon show in a little while?
Yes, and apparently they're on in an hour and 10 minutes, so we're
Okay.
going to be leaving rather soon.
What are you?
What?
How far are they? Half hour from here? No, not even. It's not even a half hour.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes or so from here.
Plus, I do have to feed my dear wife as well.
Parking might be an issue, and you certainly want to get food before you go into that club. But
Where are they at?
Troubadour,
Roxy.
right?
No,
It's the Roxy.
You know, I don't. I seriously, I come into LA to fly out of LA or to drive through it for work or something. I never go out here, and I've only ever been to the Whiskey. I've never been to the Roxy yet. I saw the Buckaroos at the Whiskey like 3 weeks in a row a couple of years ago, but I never come.
Just park next door at the Rainbow and grab a bite to eat there.
All right.
That's the plan.
I was hoping that one of you were going to have a good.
Yeah, that's where you park. Yeah, just park right in the middle, right in between the two.
Cool, man.
And then you're in, and then you go to the left into the Rainbow and out to the right to the Roxy.
Excellent.
And you're set.
Excellent.
What else is going on, Dean? I got an email from you.
What have I been listening to?
That's
What
right.
have you been listening to?
I mentioned that Hall & Oates album I've got. totally not what I listen to at all, really. But,
something recent or something from back in the day?
No, it was actually it was a covers album they did, me and my covers, but it was Our Kind of Soul. It was a 2004 album they did, and it's really nice. I mean, I do like me some pop/soul every now and then.
Me too.
When I'm not in the mood to grab my crutch and bounce around the room headbanging, but no,
it's a good visual.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, keep into her weird. I just heard this is funny, but I just heard the other day somebody was telling me there's an acoustic duo that plays covers in small clubs around LA or around Hollywood, and they call themselves Garfunkel and Oates.
Really?
Yeah, I like that. I kind of like that.
I'd like to go and see that.
Yeah. Speaking of Simon and Garfunkel, by the way, you know that there's a channel dedicated to them on Sirius for the month. Simon and Garfunkel channel. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah?
Oh, dude, I've been driving around listening to me some serious Simon and Garfunkel.
Now, when they're programming that, is it acceptable for them to put like a Graceland tune in there, or do you got to draw the line there? I'm just asking.
Say it one more time.
Can they play Graceland stuff on that channel?
Yeah, they can do all solo stuff as well. It's all encompassing. Dude, if it was just Simon and Garfunkel, that's 12 hours of programming. What are you going to do for the rest of the month in a day? You know what I mean? So yes, it's all Paul Simon solo stuff and all of that. And yeah, so it's everything. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Groovy.
Yeah. I must say, for listeners who haven't had the opportunity to sit in the studio with you, Mama is in the back. He's here in the background. You can't see him, you can't hear him, but he's moving his dials up and down, making sure the music is the right.
I'm the knob master.
The knob master.
Dude, that is a horrible name for you. Because the knob master generally gets friendlies, and that's not.
Can I get a T-shirt that says "I am the knob master"?
Well, I was looking at other T-shirts today before I got that one. The inappropriate, I'm a boozer, I'm a, philanderer type one. And I thought, no,
I'm a philanderer. I like that one for Joe.
Well, I thought I'd get him with something a little bit nicer. But then also, listeners, in the studio here is a picture of the
Holy Triumvirate,
the Holy Trinity from where are they from again?
Canada.
And what's band? What's their band name?
It's Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush.
Mahogany Blank. That's what it is.
But so that's rather. And there's a roll of toilet tissue here, which I don't know what it's for. Apparently, there's going to be some mess later on, or someone's got a runny nose. I really don't, and I hope it is a runny nose for everyone.
Well. All this friendly talk, Joe, to yank out the toilet paper.
Well, every once in a while he'll play some really obscure Marillion, and then I got to reach for. Never mind.
Okay.
That's what we try to surprise Joe every once in a while. So, Dean, a quick question, a Vertical Horizon question. You've never seen Vertical Horizon, right?
No, and my dear wife, who's in the background being very, very quiet, just
You're
smiling.
welcome to come. No, she says no. The further away from Dean, the better.
She was like,
I will stay far from Dean, she says.
Exactly. But she was like, can I listen to this band? She doesn't know, apart from a couple of songs that she's heard. She's like, can I listen to who we're driving down to go and see, please? So,
now, did you listen to them on the drive down here?
Yeah, I know, which is kind of that's a Joe no-no.
That's a tough call right there.
Well, there are specific rules. Although I will say this. The loophole, I guess, would be that you've never heard the band.
Particularly.
Right. However, I would fully blame 100% Dean for that, because Dean, you know better, and you should have played her the band yesterday or the day before.
Does that mean Rachel's going to come in here and spank me?
Well, we got the toilet paper, so I don't know. Anything goes, I guess.
They're never going to make it to that Vertical Horizon show, are they?
And it is Joe's birthday, so if you guys want to do a little, I guess, is that what you're hinting at there?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Joe's holding the toilet paper.
That's right. So, look at that. And Michelle's just hanging out. So, that's all good. There you go. So, you heard him the first time down here. Thumbs up or... No. A thumbs up. We got a thumbs up.
It was actually her brother he bought me Everything You Want, or was it Go? One of those two albums.
Okay.
He bought me one of those for a Christmas present a few years back. And so that's how I got into it.
Okay, and you heard him on the show, right? You heard him on the show.
I heard him on the show. Yeah, that was one of. I was going to say one of your better podcasts, but they all kick ass, right?
Well, I appreciate it, but I would be the first to tell you that was one of our better podcasts. I think that was a pretty good show.
It was excellent. So that's pretty much what I've been doing and what I've been listening to.
So you should be ashamed of yourself. You really should be. You just played Nicki Minaj over Genesis?
Just for a moment.
You know, dude, the older you get, you're losing it.
I am. Dude, you should have seen my playlist on my iPod. So yesterday, my actual birthday was yesterday. So yesterday I took the day, took my bike to the beach. So I'm hanging out on the beach, just having a fabulous day. I had like one of my favorite brunches down at the beach, and I'm listening to headphones, reading a good book, and just chilling out. Really good. And I had like the most eclectic playlist going through my head that it was making me laugh out loud. People must have thought I was seriously nuts, because I was going from like Gorgoroth to like Nina Gordon to Metallica to like Jellyfish to Rob Grad. And Rob Grad enters the room, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my.
Nice.
Dean, Rob.
Good to meet you in person. Hello.
How are you, partner?
Good, man. Happy birthday.
Wow, this is crazy. It's like a party in here.
It's as sweaty as it always is in here.
Let's see here. There's a lot going on in here.
No doubt. So what are you up to, partner?
Just getting ready for my art show, man. Had to clear out my studio today, and
when is that?
April 14th. So I'm actually going to start putting updates on my little Facebook page and stuff of like my progress as I go, because I'm way behind schedule. So I thought it'd be fun, you know.
That's because you take these leisurely afternoons to go see a Justin Bieber movie.
Yeah, well, you know.
Let's rearrange some things here. Okay, Joe, you're gonna take this.
Okay.
No, you guys.
The talent's arrived. I'm gonna piss off.
We're gonna use this mic as the community mic. So Dean, stay there. You're welcome to come. Michelle, do you want to come and chat? You can come around this way. Rob, Michelle, Rob,
nice
Michelle, Dean. Yeah, everybody introduced, right? Okay. You want to come behind me?
Karen.
And Karen.
Karen, nice to meet you.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to use this mic. So anyone wants to sit, you're welcome to sit. If we need to move that out of the way, we can. Okay?
Yep.
So just a quick reset. We have Rob, Dean, Michelle, Karen, Dean's wife Karen, Joe Mama, Neil Getty and Alex, and myself here in the studio. It is Joe Mama's birthday, and we're well over an hour without a break, and that's the way it's going to be for quite a while.
Perfect for a birthday evening.
That's right. Well, this was cool that you guys all came.
Yeah, totally fun. Of course.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it. This is good times.
Yeah, better than the phone calls.
Yeah, well, we were talking about when it was Brad's birthday, I ambushed him, and he came in, and the first thing, the top of the show, he said, all right, boys and girls, tonight, thanks for joining us Tuesday night. Tonight, we're going to talk about this, and this, and this, and this. And I said, okay, now let me tell you what's really going on. Because you just stepped into it, and the whole night was, phone calls from Brad's mom and dad and his wife, and people he hadn't talked to in a long time, and Francis Dunnery, and Rob.
So have you fielded any phone calls yet this evening?
We fielded a couple of phone calls, but mostly it's been surprise guests walking into the studio.
I changed it up. Yeah. I was done with the phone calls. They were coming in.
It's live.
Yeah. So no phone calls tonight. Well, actually, that's not necessarily true. I don't know who's going to call, I should say. But for the most part, it's all everybody here.
Party's still going.
That's right. So there you go. So so you were telling us what you've been up to. I'm sorry.
Joe's birthday, but quickly, I've got an art show coming up for LA Downtown Art Walk on April 14th, and it's a full installation, paintings, and a concert I'm going to play. So I kind of have to prepare everything. Mm-hmm. I've got I counted today. I've got 37 days, and just cleared out my studio today, so I have not painted one thing yet.
Oh my!
But I have a concept. It's all in my head.
That's good. That's important. You got to have a concept.
And toilet paper.
And toilet paper.
Well, you want to keep it clean,
Yeah.
I was just concerned.
Well, I'm wearing a diaper. How's that?
Really? Are you on your way to
all the crapping in my pants? Thinking about it, yeah.
Are you on your way to Texas? Isn't that where that chick didn't that astronaut lady wear a diaper, and she drove all the way where she go to Texas or something because of that wacky love triangle?
Oh, I'm thinking of a different story. Tell me.
Isn't that what happened?
I remember she drove from Florida, but I don't remember that.
I remember the diapers. That's all I remember.
Right, in the mic.
I remember the diapers.
That's what
the rest of the story was really
irrelevant. Probably.
No, she was dating, like she was married or something. No, she was. She was going out with a guy who was married, who was like an astronaut or whatever, and she drove all the way across country and didn't stop and wore diapers to go and intercept the love triangle.
She just wanted to get there faster?
It's awesome. Yeah, dude, she's nuts. Dude, Charlie Sheen's wearing diapers these days.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
Whole other topic, right?
That's exactly right. That's right. Joe Mama, what are you doing over there? Joe, look at me for a second.
Don't worry, he'll never know.
Chill.
I love that that's like part of your stock sound library now.
Enjoy your friends for a minute. Oh, my friends!
He's busy with his dials and
I'm the knob master.
Knob polishing and touching and
knob polishing. Okay, wait. We draw the line at the knob polisher.
Well, that's true. It could have been the philandering knob polisher.
I think that was the title track off the 8th Judas Priest album, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
Knob
right.
Polisher. It was right after Sinner and Ripper and Exciter and Painkiller and
and then the Knob Polisher.
The Knob Polisher. That's right.
Right before Nostradamus, they were going to do the concept album, The Knob Polisher, but then again, it was too.
It was a triple album, but it couldn't be released.
That's exactly.
And then eventually there was Bottom Toucher, wasn't there?
That's right.
That was in there somewhere.
Well, from what I understand, there's still bottom touching going on there.
That was the B-side to Bum Diddler. Yeah.
Bum Diddler, what?
It's a concept. That's a series of concept albums, right?
Oh, that's not right at all. There's nothing right about that. So, now what do you got going on there? Well, you just
Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. You're like all over side 2 right now. This is awesome.
Yeah, well,
or side 1.
Yeah, we're doing full albums tonight for you.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
But when we get to the Marillion, I guess we're fast forwarding. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm cleansing my Marillion palate until the Marillion convention in Amsterdam.
Oh, when are you flying out for that? That's
couple of weeks, and then we're off to London for a bit, and then up to Manchester, catch some United, and then in Amsterdam. Okay.
He says United. I think of the Judas Priest song, so I don't know what that means really, but that's. But actually, it's Joe's birthday, so I'm a huge United fan. Love them.
And the Beckham's balls thing. What episode was that on the podcast? I really
funny.
It was so funny and random when we got that email, and you were referencing. You remember when you guys did the podcast with the Beckham's balls?
It was the great Beckham balls.
I was like, wow.
That was.
I was here, and I don't even remember which show that was.
Yeah, it was That was a really early show, and Joe and I were having a typical Beckham argument that we've sided for quite a while now.
They are legendary, and I do side with Mr. Hirsch on this thing. He is overrated, overpaid, and whatever. But hey, it's your birthday, Mother, so we all love him, right?
Keep Ventura weird.
That's right. So we all love Beckham. And he's your next visitor tonight.
Okay, welcome. Hey, David. Well, welcome. Have a seat right here, pal.
You'd be thrilled.
Well, that sounded really bad.
Yes, it did. Well, then we could ask him about the balls on the... Forget it. We're not getting you back to Beckham's nuts on your chin.
And then rubbing knobs again.
That's right. Well,
Mr. Beckham.
The philanderers. I love that. Rob Grad. Dude, I meant to ask you, because I've asked everyone who's walked in here, except I did not ask, actually, Michelle. So let me start with Michelle first, because I haven't done that yet. How long have you known Joe? Because I met you through Joe. So
2003.
And how did you guys meet?
Through the convention, the Marillion Convention 2003. Yeah. We met by email first. And then we met...
and then met up at the Marillion Convention?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Where was the convention?
That one,
strangely enough, I can.
That was one of the English ones. But yeah, we actually met on the Marillion forum, thus proving what I've always said: you can find a better way of life at Marillion.com. But like I've told you many times, it's amazing to me how many people that I've met that live within like 5 minutes of me here in Los Angeles, but I didn't meet them here. I met them either in Amsterdam or in London or somewhere Marillion related. So weird.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, home of never knowing your neighbors.
Right. Yes, that's exactly right. So you guys met through email, and then you met up at the convention, and then realized you guys lived like 20 minutes from each other?
Yeah, well, we knew through email that we lived in the same area, but, we said a quick hello at the convention, but it wasn't... I think I saw him it was backstage at a Queensryche show. That was the next time I saw him, completely by accident. And then I think he invited us to Bootleg Barbecue that year. And, phone call.
And the phone rings.
Thank you for that. Hey, who's, you got that, Mama? Who's in the used bin?
It's Kim Estlin calling.
No, it's not. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi, Kim.
Am I on the air?
That was Rob. Yeah, you are on the air. And that was Rob that said, "Hey, gorgeous." By the way, just so you know.
Hey,
and Dean said, "Hey, gorgeous," too, which is really weird because his wife is here. So I know that probably.
I heard Michelle.
Yes, and Michelle.
I'm here too.
Yes, Michelle said, "Hey, gorgeous," as well.
Sorry to take up your airtime, but I wanted to call in and say hello to everybody and wish my husband a belated happy birthday because I suck and I'm in New York.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello.
Well, maybe we should all leave for a minute.
Yeah. Well, leave the toilet paper though. So I miss you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow.
I cannot wait to see you tomorrow night either.
You bringing me back some goodies from New York?
Yes, but
Okay.
how's your day going and how's your show going and how's everything going there?
Oh, it's a blast. It's bizarre because I walked in here and I expected that Brad was going to have the phone call ambush going on, but instead people have been coming in and out of the studio all night with gifts and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's like a party in here. You know, it's usually lonely because it's such a vast, cavernous studio that we're in, and we get lonely in here, and
it's cold.
But tonight it's like, woo, it's like a party in here. It's crazy.
That's wonderful news. Now, is C-Bell there yet?
I don't know. Is C-Bell coming?
I don't know if C-Bell's coming. I haven't heard anything.
I was hoping that she would be there.
No. Don't know.
Evidently, the word's out on the wire, so anyone could show up. We have no idea.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly right. For all Joe knows, Brian Wilson's waiting in the wings.
He's in the green room.
Unbelievable.
Well, glad you called, Kim. Joe's a plenty happy boy right now.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm very glad. I'm so sorry. I meant to call earlier, but I just got in.
Oh.
Lucy ate a tree, but I'll tell you more about that later.
I warned you, don't leave my dog outside for hours on end.
I'm not even sure what to make of that, because I thought Lucy was in the sky with diamonds, but that's another story.
That too. No. The short story is that our dog Lucy, very very cute, very small. Usually, when I let her roam the backyard, I'll look out the sliding glass door, and I'll see her with like a little twig or something that she's picked up off the ground. This morning, I had to do a triple take because she had a 6-foot branch of a tree with bushy leaves, and she was walking around in a circle because it was too heavy for her to move. So she ate a tree.
I don't know how she does it. She thinks she's an amateur gardener, and I don't know where she finds this stuff.
That's very funny.
Miracle pet.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody keeps saying I should have started a blog on her when she was like 7 weeks old and first started stealing stuff and tearing up stuff. Because she doesn't even tear up normal stuff. She finds the craziest things in the house. We don't know where she finds out
She
this stuff.
steals things? She's a kleptomaniac pet dog?
Yeah, and you'll find them like safety pins. If it's not in her poo, then it's in her bed.
That's weird. I have the same problem. Because generally, if it's not in my poo, it's in my bed. Is that weird too, Kim? What's going on with me? Can you diagnose me?
Obviously not. It seems to be a trend, at least with the You've Been listeners, which Lucy is because she listens every Tuesday night with me.
That's true. So I know it's late for you and all because you're on New York time, but I got a quick question for you. What have you been listening to today?
Honestly?
No, I want you to lie. Actually, I was hoping you'd fabricate some really elaborate answer. No, what have you been listening to?
Avril all day long.
All Avril, all the time. And how's that working out for you?
It's actually good because I'm a huge fan of the record and I'm really proud of the record. And my favorite song is Stop Standing There, which she and I actually just finished singing to, because the DJ, I had him switch tonight at her release party. And so she and I were singing at the top of our lungs, Stop Standing There, which is my favorite song on the record.
Nice.
Perfect.
She had like a full day of press today, right?
I got up at 3:30, and our first stop was the Today Show. We got there at 4:30 in the morning, and we've been going ever since, and now it's, 11:30?
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I know there's photos all over the internet of you at the Howard Stern studios today. So that must have been a highlight.
You should have seen Robin Quivers walk by. I thought I was going to fall over, and the guy
because her boobs hit you.
Because it's Robin.
Oh, I just thought it because those triple G's.
It's all about Robin and the colonoscopy. But then I got to see Ronnie.
Don't make me tell you my colonoscopy.
I don't even know what that means, but I don't know that I want to know.
Robin gets weekly colonoscopy. I mean, she gets her colon cleansed every week.
Yeah, she's a colonic fan.
I heard you can get addicted to those, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I think she is. She gets the coffee enema or coffee colonic as well as a vegetable one.
Wow.
Let me
I'm curious about the vegetable one.
Sure.
Let me tell you something.
It's like a
Kim.
smoothie.
Yeah.
It's like an anal smoothie.
I had a colonic one time, and I kid you not, I'll tell you
at band camp.
Yeah, I'll tell you the whole story, but the short version of this story is I did the colonic one time, and I swear to God, I had nightmares, literal nightmares for 2 days where I woke up in cold sweats with some fat lady's hand in my ass. It was absolutely miserable.
Dude, Prince of Tides scarred me enough. I can't
What'd you
imagine
say, Prince of
doing
Tides?
it.
Prince of Tides.
Yeah, right, and they didn't even show it.
I mean, Brad, hi, you're saying basically deliverance.
Yeah.
This is so wrong.
Dude, let me just tell you, in my colonic, there was this fat lady sticking a hose in my ass, right? So she's got this hose in there, and she's wiggling around, and I'm looking at a picture of a stomach, right, on the wall, and the phone rang. And I'm so uncomfortable as it is, right? I have this terrible, phobia of pooping in public.
Your phone or the office phone?
No, the office phone. Oh. I wish it was my phone. The office phone rang, and you better not get that phone. You fucking better not get that phone. Sure enough. Oh, hold on 1 sec. One hand up my ass and the other hand on the phone, making appointments.
Well, she's multitasking, which is nice.
Yeah, but do it not on my ass's time.
I'm with you. Your ass is a priority.
Yeah, it was miserable. Don't do it. Don't ever get colonics. Don't do it.
Or a smoothie. Yeah.
Or you too could become addicted to them.
That's right.
How do you become addicted to somebody's hose in your ass? Seriously, how does that work?
Wait, excuse me for a couple minutes while I edit that soundbite, right? That's going to be a regular part of the show. How do you get addicted to somebody's hose in your ass?
Listen to the Used Bin Tuesday nights.
Right. Me too.
Where we tackle the big questions.
Seriously, I need to have a chat with that Robin Quivers. Not even about her boobs, but I really need to know about this addiction to hoses up the tuchus.
Well, why don't you get on her Twitter and Twitter her?
No, that's too much work.
Not that curious?
I have such a hard time tweeting because I'm so uninterested that I don't know. I have a tough time with it. Steve Martin's very funny on the Twitter. I like him. And Howard's funny on the Twitter.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I love the Howard stuff. Oh, so I saw Ronnie the Limo Driver. I saw Jason. I hung out with Ross Dapin, of course, and all the people over there. But then the big thing was 3 times I was within 2 feet of Gary Delabate, and they kept wanting to introduce me, and I'm like, I can't.
That's so funny. And I got to tell this for the benefit of everybody listening and everybody in the room, but Kim, has been in the industry for so long, she doesn't get starstruck really by anybody. She could be, standing in the presence of, like a Streisand or a Neil Diamond or whatever, and it doesn't even faze her. It's business, and she gets her work done. But there are these just obscure characters.
That's not true. That's not true. Remember Neil Diamond? I did gush on him, and
you did, but okay, but he's Neil.
The set list.
But he's Neil. So
Neil.
But there's obscure people that she just champions over the years, and Kelly Keagy, the drummer from Night Ranger, you would have thought, Christ had walked in the room because she melted. She became like a 12-year-old little schoolgirl when Kelly Keagy walked in the room. And this wasn't when she was 12. This was recently. And she just melted, flipped out. So stuff like that just cracks me up. So I could totally imagine the Baba Booey incident.
I was rendered mute.
Did his teeth hit you? Because you said you were within 2 feet of him.
You leave my Kelly Keagy alone.
No, I was talking about Gary.
Dude, I swear those things, they lit up the room.
I bet they did. Wow, that's really funny. If Kelly Keagy walked in the room, I wouldn't even know who he was.
Is that right?
Well, that's okay.
Well, dude, you have to because you live with Kim.
He looks just like Will Ferrell these days.
Does he really?
Yeah. Is that a fair statement, Kim?
No, he does not.
Oh, come on! He looks just like Will Ferrell.
Kelly Keagy looks like Will Ferrell.
If they were to do a Night Ranger skit on Saturday Night Live, Will Ferrell would tear it up.
No way.
Well,
he
would.
Like a skinny, balding Dan Marino.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow,
that's fair.
Kelly Keagy looks like a skinny, balding Dan Marino. And he makes you melt?
Yeah.
That's a good look. That's a good look. But hey,
Joe, you're in business.
But hey,
Yeah, that's right. Joe.
he's motoring.
Joe.
He's motoring.
All good, man.
It's
No
a good
problems.
thing you got Joe.
No
Kim. Let's
problems
just say
there.
that.
Rob, have you ever heard Sentimental Street? Come on.
Yes, I have. I loved those albums.
Did Kick Tracy ever play on a double bill with Night Ranger? Ever?
No, we never played with Night Ranger.
That's a missed opportunity.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now I will never hear Night Ranger the same thinking of a balding, skinny Dan Marino. Just so you know.
You're gonna think that Brad Gillis is going long for a pass, right?
Seriously, Sister Christian just became Brother Will. We're all motoring. That's what I'm saying.
All right, well, I just wanted to wish you a happy festive evening. Go
Well,
back to the
thank
show.
you, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Wait, what are you guys playing tonight?
What are we playing?
I can't listen, so what tracks are up?
Oh, we've been playing. We played a bunch of Rush, but for the last hour, Brad's been playing
something new.
What? No, for the last hour we've been listening to the whole double album of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Instead of isolated tracks, Brad's been going nuts on the whole record tonight. Very cool.
That's awesome.
I like
it. Are we talking studio?
Yes, we're talking the studio version. It's good times here.
Digging deep.
Digging deep.
That's right. From hemispheres to the land.
Which Rob knows this record now because he listened to it for the first time within the last couple of months.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
I'm in. This is all great stuff.
I don't know if I told you that, Kimmy, but Rob emailed me, I want to say it was probably about 3-4 months ago, and said, I love me some Peter Gabriel, but I don't really know his stuff with Genesis. Where do I start? And instead of like a quick 2-word email of an album title, I wrote him a dissertation on the entire history of the Gabriel era and which record he should try in which order. And so, par for the course.
It was fabulous. I mean, who are you going to ask? You know what I mean? Like, immediately, Joe was the guy.
If we could only convert you all to Marillion with such passion and such understanding and appreciation.
It's a harder sell, but I'm doing my best.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
There's no sex in Rush. There's no sex in Rush.
That's right.
Marillion, it's about aching and longing and pain and oh my God.
All right, that's about enough. Kimberly, glad you called.
No, brother man.
Okay, now you're getting dangerous. All right, Kim, thank you for calling.
Yeah, thanks, gorgeous.
Thank you, guys.
I will see you in about. I will see you in about 24 hours. Oh, Belle and Rachel just walked in, turned the lights out, and lit a candle on a cake. So we got ambiance going on in here.
All right, we're all singing to Joe now. Kim, sing to Joe. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, that's quite a picture on that cake there.
You got to see this cake for Kim and everybody that's listening. It's the birthday cake is a picture of Nicki Minaj, but my face has been put over her face, so I have boobs and pink hair, and Barbie legs.
I think we may have to take a picture of this before it gets dove into it.
Can we take a picture and post it on Twitter?
Absolutely. Oh, that is fabulous.
This is awesome.
That is major.
I did that.
Wow. Oh, we're even getting frosting on the microphone. This is good stuff.
Nice. All right, gorgeous. Well, you go to bed, and I'll see you in 24 hours.
All right. Enjoy. Love you.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
Safe flight back, Kim.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, boy. Welcome, everybody. So we have a new crew in the studio, and it's mainly feminine. I just realized are we outnumbered? No, I guess we're even.
Yeah, we even the score.
Yes. Sibel. Hi, Sibel. Come say hello.
2, 3, orgy.
Okay, I'm in. Turn off the lights. Sibel in the studio. Rachel, the Metal Warrior Princess, in the studio. Say hello, everybody. Say hi, Sibel.
Hi, everybody.
We're taking
pictures of the cake now. This really makes for good radio.
That's right. That's right. We're taking Joe. Stand over that way, if you don't mind. Okay.
We're getting tangled in the cords. It's all.
Yes, everybody is here for the young. What's wrong? Oh, geez, very nervous about the mod.
We got a music.
You're good. You're good. Enjoy your company for a minute. There you go. Sibel, Rachel, Michelle, Rob, me. Everyone here for Joe Mama's birthday. I know somebody's been calling, and we appreciate all of that. And so if you want to try back, give us a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, we're going to celebrate Joe's birthday.
Totally.
Dude, are you going to ever let anybody know? Hit that mic right there if you don't mind.
Okay.
If you're going to ever let anybody know your actual age.
22 today.
22 today. What about last year? What were you?
31 last year.
Okay, so the answer to that would be no.
It's a state of mind. It depends on what age you feel that year.
What does your middle name feel like?
Yeah, it depends on what frame of mind I'm in there too.
Well, it's like that Brad Pitt movie, right? You're just getting younger. You're going to be like a fetus in another 10
Benjamin
years.
Button. I am Benjamin Button. That's right. Well, actually, I'm Nicki Minaj now, apparently, according to this cake.
Well, you're
that
in
is
prime.
crazy. That is crazy.
That is a wacky-looking
How do
cake.
you do that shit?
Sibel, will you tell the story behind this cake?
Yes, I was just going to ask her to say that.
Yes.
Ask Kim. She did it. I didn't do the cake.
How did you get the cake out of the freezer out of the garage?
Easy. I just told Joe, I said, Joe, I have to get
Someone left the cake out in the rain, and I'll never get that recipe again.
No, last night, didn't want Joe to be alone because the wife is in the East Coast, and I'm his West Coast girlfriend, so we went out to the English place again, the King's Head. The King's Head, but before Kim instructed me, you have to get it out of the freezer and into your car, and it was cold enough last night, and it had to defrost, so I said, Joe, go do something in the house, and I got the cake out and put it in the car.
So I went and listened to some Rush.
Boy, was it hard.
Did you know there was a cake coming?
No.
I mean, did you know that that's what Sibel was doing?
No clue.
So she gave you
idea how much everyone planned this. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I had no idea. I'll tell you. I mean, I just got to back up for a second and talk about the fact that I was planning this past Saturday night. We were going to have sort of like a get together of the gang, and we were going to do a pub crawl. And I never really got to tell you this story, but I'll give you the brief rundown. I went to what was probably a tainted salad bar on Thursday, and so by Friday morning, I woke up with the sweats and the cold sweats and the spins, bad food poisoning, and I didn't know if I was going to make it through the day.
What was the color when you puked?
Well, we're not there yet. So I actually went into.
Did you poop?
I went into the office, and I'm sitting in my office. I'm getting stuff done for about an hour, but I'm not feeling it, and so I had to head over to the bathroom, and I exploded from every possible orifice, and then went back into my office, and
What
I worked.
color was that?
And I worked for like an hour.
Any colors?
Yeah. And then I went back for round two.
I want to know what the colors
There
are.
were lots of colors. There was greens and oranges. There was a little purple. There was some beige.
Oh, it's like Lucky Charms.
But it was funny how, after the third and fourth round, I was still, powering through the day. I was a trooper. And so the third and fourth time, I'm going, where's all this stuff coming from? I must have lost 10 pounds by now. And it's funny how the mind works, because in between my office and the restroom, I'm like going through my head. All right, wait, do I want to puke first, or do I want to explode from my ass first? I'm actually like going through this in my head and going, I think I'm going to puke first, because if I sit down first, I'm not going to want to look at that one. I'm puking. I'm going through all of this, and so
good reasoning.
Yeah, right. And so
I've been through that before, where you have to really make that decision.
Sure. Well,
it's true. I've been there.
Around,
do you puke or do you poop?
Right. Around lunchtime, everybody thought I took a long lunch. I took a nap in my car.
Yeah.
And when I got up too fast.
Go home.
Yeah, right. I should have. I got up too fast when I was getting out of my car from my little nap. And I'm embarrassed to say I puked in the parking lot.
That's awesome.
And after I puked in the parking lot, I had to walk from where I puked back to the elevator. And I couldn't even make it that far, so I had to go find like a quiet, dark corner of the parking lot to do some more puking. Then I worked in my office for like another hour, and after a while I just said, I'm going home, and I just crashed really hard. So I had to cancel all of the Saturday evening festivities, but we are back on for this Saturday night. If you're available, you come join the party. I'll give you all the
Where was that salad
bar? Yeah, where's that salad bar? Right. That's what everybody wants to know. Yeah, rough.
Let's meet there.
Avoid the tainted salad bar.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've had to make that decision of like, where do you go first?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what my reasoning was. My reasoning was I have to puke first, because I know that once I poop, the smell is going to make me puke again.
Right.
So you have to. So that's sort of, I went that route.
How did we get on this awesome topic?
It's your fault, dude.
I know, I guess so.
It's your birthday deal. You know what I mean?
So it's been an interesting couple of days.
Right. And so we brought the party to you. But I want to say this, too, for the benefit of everybody. And Sibel and Michelle know exactly what I'm talking about. I actually sent Michelle an email because I know that yesterday you wanted to have some people over, and because the pub crawl didn't work out and you haven't been feeling good, Kim's out of town. I sent Michelle an email saying that you are the only one that can screw up his own surprise. You really did everything you could to screw this up by doing it last night.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really funny. I was like, only Joe could do that. Now we have to weasel our way around Joe trying to set up his own party so that we could do it here tonight on the air with everybody.
But well, this is much cooler because that was just going to be a bunch of people sitting around, my house while I'm, convalescing, basically. So, had a good time. Sibel and I, went out to King's Head and had a pint and just had a good time. Free dessert on my birthday because they know me over there. So
nice. Well, that's always good.
But so it was real low key. But no, this was awesome tonight, and continues to be.
Good. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
We may even have an interview at some point.
Yeah.
Not sure when, but we may actually have it. Sibel, nice to have you.
Yeah, you too.
This is fairly large actually because Sibel is a big contributor to the show. Maybe not always on the air and through emails, but privately. She's a big contributor to the show, so I'm happy you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind words.
Yeah.
Hello, Radio Land. I always wanted to say that.
That's awesome. Actually, this is very appropriate. But we got an email. I figured this is a good time to bring it up. We got an email from Sibel.
Yeah, Rich. Yeah.
What's going on? Oh, we're doing photos?
We haven't actually. Okay, go ahead.
I got an email from Sibel, and she raises a very good Rush trivia question that stumped me.
Oh, I saw that.
In the video for Subdivisions, at the end of the video, the lead character, the lead guy in the video, he's playing a video game. I'm sure you've all seen the video for Subdivisions. He's playing a video game, and he puts up his initials up on the video game at the end when he wins. And so Sibel's question was, what are the initials? And I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'd have to go watch the video and cheat, but I don't know. So, Darren, I know you're listening. You probably are like freaking out right now. Give us a call, or some of our other Rush contingent. Give us a call. I would love to hear what the answer is. Otherwise, I'm going to cheat the minute I get home tonight. I'm just telling you now.
Disappointed.
Disappointed?
She's just shaking her
I
head.
would think that you would know. I still want that free ticket to the Rush show.
Yeah, Sibel's always asking me every time Rush comes through town, if there's any free tickets around, let me know. I'm like, yeah, they're only $190. They're standing on corners giving away the free tickets.
I'm gonna win one though from that other station with Mark and Brian.
Those boneheads.
Yeah,
those boneheads.
a-holes.
Yeah, we talk about. We never actually mention them by name, but we talk about that the morning show here in Los Angeles and what boneheads they are. And every day, every single day without fail, there's something that comes out of their mouth that's just like, are you kidding me? Like this morning they were talking about an actress named Marcia Gay Harden. I'm like, it's Marcia! Are you kidding me? These guys have no clue about pop culture or anything else.
But I do hand it to them. They're on 6 days a week from, I believe, 5:30 until 10.
Brad and I could do that.
And have been on for years.
Yeah. Brad and I could talk about Rush 6 days a week and never repeat a topic. I'm just saying.
I'll bet you money on that. You won't. Yeah.
We won't.
It feels like you could, but
you wouldn't be able to. Shake on it.
Oh, wow. All right.
We could talk
History
about
being made.
Mike Portnoy leaving Dream Theater for 6 days a week.
Why don't you talk about who the new drummer is, and you don't?
I wish I knew. There's lots of theories floating around, but nobody's come clean on that one.
Did you talk about Mike Starr?
We haven't yet. You just brought it up, so why don't you tell us what you know?
What happened with Mike Starr?
Dead.
Really?
Died. OD'd today.
Today?
Any details?
2:30, 3 o'clock.
Where, when?
No, Dr. Drew was sad.
Wow.
Dr. Drew was sad?
That's all I know. I thought that would have been the lead thing.
How long ago was he on the celebrity rehab thing? Was that like 2-3
Probably
years
a couple
ago?
of years, I would think.
Yeah, but he came back to the show and did a, not a Where Are They Now, but a, help the new crew or the new team stay sober and how they do it kind of thing. And he was on that road, but they found him with pills in his pocket.
It's really sad to hear that. I used to hang out with that guy.
Tell that story of the Mexico story.
Oh, we had a good time. All right, good little Mike Starr in the good days story. I remember him well because he was really cool. Back when Alice in Chains was just blowing up. Yeah, Man in the Box had come out and they were just blowing up, and Kik Tracy was kind of at our peak at the same time.
What year are we looking at? About 80?
We're 91. 91. Because and
there was no grunge in the 80s.
No, it was 91 when it all happened, because all those albums came out. Alice in Chains and Nirvana and Soundgarden and everything came out with their big albums in 91. Pearl Jam as well, I believe.
I believe if Nevermind had come out in 1988, it wouldn't have been a hit.
You know, it's a interesting question. You know, the timing was perfect. I remember hearing that album for the first time, and I was like, that's it. Everything's different. I knew it. I loved it. I was like, this kicks ass. You know, I was just... Everything was so perfect for it because the hair rock thing was just kind of sputtering. You know, like it had kind of hit that really lame thing. Speaking of, I actually just met Howard Benson last week. I don't know if you know who he is, but he produced Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's doing like Daughtry now. He's like Mr. You know, did Bon Jovi single, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I met him last week. And
not change the subject. Do you have or have you listened to that Pretty Boy Floyd album?
It's been a long time.
Yeah. All I remember, it's funny, the only thing I even remember about that band was that they had covered a Motley Crue song, right? Was it Stick to Your Guns or Toast to the Town?
I think it was Toast to the Town.
Yeah, it was one of those early tracks, and that's the only thing I even remember about that band.
Was that Tough? No, was that Pretty Boy Floyd? Or
no,
Tough?
Tough made a career out of it, but Pretty Boy Floyd actually covered one of those songs.
So I didn't mean to go on that for some reason. It popped in my head. But anyway, so we went with KNAC was the big station in L.A., ground zero basically for the whole, metal movement here in L.A., and we went down to Cabo Wabo and spent 3 days down there with Alice in Chains, Kick Tracy, and Bang Tango. Each one of us was headlining one night at Cabo Wabo.
Wow.
And we all stayed at a hotel with 500 KNAC listeners for 3 days. I mean, it was complete mayhem and so fun.
Wow.
So yeah, we had a really great time and definitely hung out with Mike a lot on that trip. And then we also went down to Tijuana for the opening of the Hard Rock Cafe down there. And that was during the LA riot, so that was 92. And I actually remember, Brad, we were living together at that point, right?
Yeah,
so
is this when we went to...
went to Tijuana. Yeah, we go to Tijuana, and it was during the riots that weekend. Kick Tracy was in the studio recording Field Trip, and obviously Alice in Chains was blowing up. And so we all went down for the opening of the Hard Rock Cafe in Tijuana, and we got on the trains. We all rode the train down there together. It was totally fun. But I remember when Brad and I walked out of the porch, we were living in Venice at the time, when we walked out our porch to go to the train station, it was like martial law. There was some guy with an M16 in the middle of the street of the National Guard, and we walked outside, we're like, hey man, and he goes, how you doing? Like,
in Venice?
Yeah, in Venice. So we were like, all right, and we just drove downtown, caught the train, and went down and had an amazing time in Tijuana with those guys. So Mike was a great guy. I remember, just a really good dude back then.
Yeah, there's actually a picture in my office at home on my wall.
Yeah, I remember that picture. Yeah, of us down there, right?
Yeah, of you and me and Mike and Johnny.
Yeah.
From the Hard Rock. So that was
really
I saw that
fun.
this afternoon. So sad, man. He was a guy that just couldn't get it.
Uber talented, really cool, and just couldn't pull
We
out
have
of it.
cake, ladies and gentlemen.
On that high note,
Talking about death.
birthday cake.
How did that come up, the Mike Starr thing? I thought I was purposely holding off on. Oh, you brought it up? No. I was just holding off because
I saw your tweet today, and then I thought you guys were led with that.
No, we were going to get into like what we've been listening to and all that. But Joe and I just have this tendency to start the show with a plan, and it absolutely doesn't go there. We just end up on this. I don't know what we talked about today. We talked about what we believe Mike Portnoy's really thinking.
We were going to talk about Phil Collins, and we're like 2 hours later. We know we've never touched that.
Right, and
He retired or something, right? Did I read that news story?
Yeah, we're almost an hour and 50 minutes in with no break tonight. Do you actually want to go to a break, Joe? And everybody, we'll eat some cake. We'll catch our breath. You good with that?
Yeah, I'm going to play something that's nobody's going to enjoy except me.
Good.
Perfect for a birthday.
Perfect.
Fish all over the sea, but none of them wanna be caught by me. Every time I go, I never wanna take the time to find out what it's like to be eaten by me. Fish all over the sea. If I could just catch one, I would tenderize her. Spice her up just right and make her nice and juicy. And then I'd let her cook till she was ready to explode. Fish waist high in the sea. I'm baiting my hook so that you'll come to me. I'm a master at baiting, or so they all say. I'm baiting, and baiting, and baiting all day. I've got a million lines that I'll cast out your way. I'm not fishing for tired, babe. I'm fishing for your fillet. One, I would tenderize her. Tenderize her. Spices her just right and make her nice and juicy. Juicy, oh. Then I let her cook till she was ready to explode. My pressure cooker would overload, and there'd be one less horny toad in the wild.
All right, so you're getting two tunes tonight because we're eating cake. It's Joe's birthday. We're rocking out. If you're calling in, obviously we're not answering the phones because we're eating cake. So hang in there, listen to the tunes, and we'll be back in a few.
Hey, and welcome back to Usburn Radio, boys and girls. Yeah, we've been having a little cake. We're doing the birthday thing. I'm having a blast here tonight. This is good. This is all good.
Glad. Good.
It's totally guerrilla radio, though. I have no idea what's going on from the next minute to the next.
That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
We have an hour left in the show. We're waiting on Scale to Summit stuff, which at this point I guess may or may not happen. But
oh yeah,
I'm waiting to hear.
Is Chris calling us, or are we calling?
No,
Chris?
we're calling Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, then we should make this happen pretty soon.
Yeah.
But for anybody who's keeping score, that was a pretty random jazz fusion track by the Bruford Band with Alan Holdsworth and Jeff Berlin playing a song called Hell's Bells, no relation to AC/DC. And before that, a little pop ditty by a band called Mud Pie, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Very good. So most everybody is hanging around, which is nice. Michelle, Rob in the studio with us. Come on over, Michelle, so we can
the party
see
continues
you and talk to you a little bit. Yes, and the party continues. Joe Mom, oh, you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that, because there's something I've been meaning to play for you, and it sounds an awful lot like this. Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Oh, Joe, I got so much to tell you. And and here's the thing, for you, Rob, and for you, Michelle, there you are. You have to come this way, because I can't see you. There you go, because now there we go. Now, for both of you, and the three of you, isn't it about time that you get your own website?
I have one.
No, I think I need one.
Well, listen, it seems like everyone's got one these days, obviously with you guys. So what are you waiting for? Let's say, now this is totally random.
Just hypothetical.
Right.
Yep, just off the top of your head.
Just pulling it out of my tuchus. Let's say you have a business and maybe, just maybe, you're in a hot band, okay?
All right.
Or maybe,
I'll pretend.
Maybe, you just discovered some smoking hot naked photos of your mom that you want to share with the world, which is totally reasonable.
Absolutely.
Well, here's your chance.
Never know these days.
That's right. Here's your chance. Because thanks to our partnership with GoDaddy.com, it's never been easier, and I'm not kidding when I say never been easier, to get online and get the balls rolling.
Is that
and when
right?
Jesus Christ. Thank you.
So that's how you get your balls rolling?
This is how you get your balls rolling. That's exactly right. Because not only can you get your balls rolling, but we've got your back. And when I say we got your back, we're here to help. So here's the deal. First, head over to purerockradio.net/NotAxel GoDaddy. Wow, that was really great. Then just enter coupon code POD167 at the time of purchase. And just because you listen to this goddamn show, you're going to save how much?
10%!
I used it.
And so, whoa, we'll have to get that one in a minute.
And a friendly?
Yeah, that's right. You get a friendly and 10%. Now, how cool is that?
The hand comes out of your computer screen. It's really cool.
Well, listen, you're probably thinking, man, I really want a friendly. No, you're probably thinking, man, I really want my own site, but I don't know anything about setting up a web page. Fear not, friends. It's a piece of cake! GoDaddy offers all kinds of free tools, Rachel, to help you create your site and get it up. Wow, did you hear that, Rachel? We can get you up with tools. Please, every time you use coupon code POD167, you'll be supporting Used Bin Radio and our pal at purerockradio.net. So, check out the complete list of coupon codes at purerockradio.net/NotAxel GoDaddy, and be sure to say hi
to your mom
for us. Wow, that was rough. I got to tell you, that was not easy getting through that tonight. All right, the whole gang's back in. Rach, why don't you come over, because we haven't talked to you at all tonight. Where is she? There she is. She's the Metal Warrior Princess. She's back in town. What's going on with these tunes?
Back in town.
Yes, she's here. Joe, hang on. I got to cleanse your palate here if you're cleansing palates. Let me work on that. Say hi to Rachel for a second, everybody.
It's like an audio colonic.
That's right. Rach, you look great tonight. What's going on?
Happy birthday, Joe.
Aw, shucks. Aw, thanks.
Is it 22? Is that right?
I don't know. I know. I actually know. by the way. Do you want to know how I know? And obviously I'm not going to give it away.
How do you know?
Because your mom actually told me the date you were born.
Because your mom told me a whole bunch of stuff last night that was crazy.
Really?
But we can't really talk about that.
Why?
Yeah, let's talk about
I'm
it.
in. Dude, I'm not shy. I'm game. So
The things she said was crazy.
Well, your mom told me the year that you were born when we were at the Grammys, and you were sitting at the table, and I made a mental note. So yes, Joseph, I know exactly how old you are today.
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
I think I might just tell everybody. No, I can't do it to you. That would be like me playing Carve Away the Stone and you having no idea.
Right?
It's so strange. Tonight I've found the boundaries that I'm not willing to cross with you tonight, and I'm not pleased that there's a few of them because I generally don't like having any boundaries. So I'm thinking I might just start spewing out some dirty shit. What are you doing over there?
Duh. Winning. Duh. Winning.
Joe Mama,
you winning.
What, 45 on the side? So listen, yes, you're good. Sounds are good. Come relax. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your company. Enjoy the Metal Warrior Princess. Would you like a different set of headphones?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Very good. Rach, first, thank you for everything you did tonight. Rachel, so you know, has been here.
What a star. What a star.
She's been here since 7:15, and she's been outside ushering people in, making sure they knew where to go.
Hiding out in the secret corners of...
No. Listen to me. Ushering people in so they knew what studio, what building.
Usher's here?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Pretty cool of her, right?
With his little pal Justin?
Ask Rachel.
Nice.
Yeah, she was working her ass off tonight, so that was very nice of you. Good job. And she's losing headphones. So that was a good job tonight, Rachel. Thank you for doing that.
No, thank you for letting me be a part of it.
No, well, believe me, it's all of our pleasures, and that's a whole other story.
Yeah, our collective pleasure.
That's right. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I'm not quite sure. Well, I'll tell you in a minute, actually. Nope. I'm going to say that there's probably no interview tonight, so it's just us.
Okay.
And there you go. Do you have some emails that you wanted to read? I know that you did.
I do have some emails, but I wanted to ask you something that I've been wanting to ask you all night. Hang on. You want to switch that? All right, you ready for this question?
People write you guys novels.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are not short emails. This is the real deal.
We have some pretty great listeners, to be honest with you. We really do. Yeah, our listeners are music fans, for sure.
So my question for you, brother man, is, and this is going to be really out of left field, but I want to know.
Well, take your time for a minute.
Here it comes. What have you been listening to this week? There, I said it.
Nice job. I would tell you, but first let me ask Rachel that question because we haven't heard that from Rachel yet. We've heard everybody else.
You're hoping to hear the words close and to and the and edge in the next topic, right?
Is it time for a yes update?
Unfortunately not. This whole week my computer's been down.
Oh, okay.
We've had no web. We've had a lot of problems, so
you're yesless.
I was yesless. Huh?
Come say that over here. There's microphones.
Are you married to a computer person?
It's not.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Stone, what's going on, pal?
It's actually AT&T's fault.
No, it's always the computer person's fault.
That's right.
Not in this case. Not in this case. Yeah, we've been having a lot of trouble with our network, so...
So no yes.
No yes, no new music. So I had to resort to going and saying, what CDs do I have? And I realized that they're all very old CDs.
So you're listening to Tool?
No, actually, I was listening to a lot of Frank Sinatra this week.
Oh, that's old.
Nice.
Yeah, that's digging deep.
He's dead, right?
No.
Still, but his condition is now stable.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, because if it was critical...
Start spreading the news.
If it was critical, it'd be Quiet Riot. But that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story.
I think he's been cryogenically frozen, though, with Walt Disney.
Walt Sinatra.
Right.
That's right. That's what they call him.
They're in the same tube together, in fact.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, I think that I'm going to move everybody around in the studio. I think Joe and I, you're going to be on this mic, and I want to put everyone on this mic so that we can hear you guys, because I know everyone, I want to hear what you guys are saying. So let's do that.
What did they call that in the Bad News Bears? The something shift when the whole outfield moved to the right? Do you remember that? Like the McClatchy shift or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, what's that?
That was Happy Days.
What episode of Happy Days was that?
I think there was something about the Malachi Crunch.
Oh no, that's something. That's something else.
That was
I do remember the Malachi.
That was during the Demolition Derby.
Malachi shit.
Oh my God!
Was
the
that
Malachi
like
Crunch?
Was that like the leather Tuscadero years?
No, yeah, the Pinky Tuscadero years.
Well,
leather wasn't around yet.
Do you go Pinky or do you go leather?
Well, Pinky is the older
Leather.
one.
Right, but which one? Where do you go?
Pinky.
You go
I go
Pinky?
leather.
Yeah.
Do you go leather?
No.
Susie Quattro.
No.
Come on.
I'm nodding.
She was like the poor man's Joan Jett or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her hair. I actually got a haircut like her a couple years ago.
Oh man,
said I want the Susie
tell me you got photos. Tell me you got
I
photos.
knew you then, so yeah.
I don't
had
remember you ever with a leather Tuscadero haircut.
Well, probably because I wasn't wearing the clothes.
That's what it was.
That was it.
When you're
And
not
you were
wearing a
doing-
leather jacket, nobody knows it's really the leather Tuscadero.
And you weren't doing the Malachi Crunch at the time, so I wasn't really sure.
That was a great episode. That was the Demolition Derby episode.
Yeah,
and that was when Fonzie had to climb on the top of Pinky's car to pull her out of the car right before the Malachi Crunch.
Yeah. Well, supposedly
Epic.
that's also when the show jumped the shark yet again.
Isn't that wasn't the jumping the shark when he actually jumped the shark?
He actually jumped the shark. I
Yeah.
think
But
isn't that where
that's where it came
phrase
from. No,
from?
but there's also
Yeah.
speculation that again, when the whole Pinky came on
I
the
see.
scene,
That was the show.
That was again. Okay, we're jumping the shark yet again, people.
Well, you could make the argument too that when the original Arnold left, when Mr. Miyagi left, and he became Daniel's tutor, and then Al came in and bought it and changed Arnold's to Al's.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know that guy at jumptheshark.com. He sold that site for mega money.
Good
and
for
now
him.
he works on Howard Stern and behind the scenes with them, and he's got fuck you money.
Is that right? Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
He's going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah. Who's
I
that
can't
guy?
remember. They have him on still once in a while to talk about the nudie scenes in movies.
Isn't that Mr. Skin? That's Mr. Skins, right?
Oh, the guy who says like for every actress how many
Two different
times they've
guys.
appeared naked.
Yeah.
That dude's awesome.
Like at the
different.
1 hour and 15-minute mark in this movie,
That's
you
Mr.
could see
Skin.
you could see
Dude, that
frontal,
website-
but not full frontal.
Right.
And in this movie, at the 37-minute mark, you
No,
get
dude,
bush.
This guy's got archived shit. MrSkin.com. His things are detailed. I've never actually been on the site. If you want to know the God's honest truth, but that's because I'm a Christian.
Who's buying that? Come on, who's
No,
buying?
it's true.
Who in the room is buying that?
Some people have a lot of time.
Yeah,
I'm sure Mr. Skin's mom is still shaking her head going, I can't believe you found a way to make money at that film.
Right off the nudie scenes.
Not to sound like Joe's mom.
But how awesome is that? How awesome is that, though? Don't you think that's pretty cool if someone took the time to archive nudie scenes in real movies? It's pretty awesome.
He found a need.
That's right. It's
a niche market.
Yeah, it's a niche.
No doubt.
It's a niche. All right, how did we get on that? Where were we before that?
You've hit a couple of tangents tonight. I don't even know if I'd...
It all started with the Malachi Crunch, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, but it all started where I was asking you, brother man, what you've been listening to.
Right, and I switched it over to Rachel. Well, I can tell you what I've been listening to. I listened to, without even looking at my stuff, I listened to...
That's okay, I'm looking at your stuff.
Well, no, that's my junk. I listened to the Beady Eye record, which is Liam Gallagher's record. And
how was that?
You know what? I have to tell you, it's if Oasis was very Beatlesque, this is the John Lennon side of the Beatles.
If?
Yeah.
Did I hear an if in that sentence?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying.
A little influenced.
If you're gonna hang on, if you're gonna say
Pretty
that
Boy
that's the
Floyd were
case, then it's
influenced
fair.
by Motley Crue. Hypothetically,
They don't sound anything like Motley Crue. They just sound like shit. Pretty Boy Floyd. I mean, come on. Let's not go crazy. But yeah, this is
Tuff had
definitely.
ever listened to Poison. Never mind.
Ugh. This is definitely the Lennon side of
that
of
could
the
be a good
Beatles.
thing.
There's songs on that record. There's 10 or 12 songs on the record, and probably half the record's very good. The other half is all right. The name of the album,
Is it
if
Beady Eye
you
or-
grab the name of the band is Beady Eye. If you grab that front piece of paper, I can tell you the name of it. It was Different Gears Still Speeding. So it's pretty good. It came out, I believe, Tuesday. So I enjoyed it, actually, and I would probably listen to it again, but I love Oasis, so you and I have talked about that, yeah. Big Oasis fans, and so it's a good record. I'd be curious to hear what Noel's going to do. If he's going to do anything. He's not making a record, is he? Do you know?
I'm sure he's doing something. I don't think he can not make music.
Right, eventually.
More than Liam.
Yeah, but Liam seemed to came out pretty... Liam's like, he busted that thing out in what?
Well, it was
12?
a competition. Their whole relationship, their whole lives are competition. Yeah.
Which was the one that was still in the band and performing when they did the MTV thing where the other brother sat in the balcony and watched?
Well, that was Noel. Liam sat in the balcony.
So Liam sat in the balcony.
Liam sat in the balcony. Noel played.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Because Noel sang all Liam's songs.
She sounds great.
Yeah, dude can sing. That's right.
So is it fair to say that Noel is sort of more like the serious musician and Liam's sort of more like the Keith Richards rock star prototype?
That's what Noel has always claimed. He's always said, I'm the songwriter. I'm the serious one. I write the material. Me. And
I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
Well, the thing is that Liam is such a Liam is just such a prick rock star. I love it.
But he's really cute.
Yeah, but I remember there was this time when I was it was for the K-Rock
at band camp.
Yeah, for the K-Rock Acoustic Christmas in Anaheim one year when they did it. The one year they did it at the Anaheim Pond, and Oasis was on the bill, and there were a bunch of those other bands, whatever. And I was back there working for Westwood One at the time in the back, and Liam just throwing a fucking tantrum, and I was mesmerized, man. I was like, "Fuck work, this is brilliant." I mean, it's the best TV show I've ever seen in person. I mean, it was really great.
Do you know what the problem was?
No, but it didn't matter.
Okay.
Maybe someone didn't give him the right drink. I don't know. It was just like it could have been. It didn't matter. I was just like mesmerized, screaming and yelling and throwing shit. Like, this is great. Maybe he's not going to go on sale. It's so great. But there you have it. I know somebody sent me a note on Facebook actually and said that he accepted a Brit Award for Oasis, and he thanked the fans and went on this whole thing about thanking the fans for the Brit Award and all that, and then threw the award in the audience and left.
Yeah,
really?
Last year.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did that last year.
Now that's pretty great.
There's video of it. I'm sure you can pull up on YouTube.
I'm a fan of that. I like guys like that. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's old school rock star stuff. It's good, you know.
Did you see the Brotherly Love tour, Seabell? That was Oasis and the Black Crowes
at the Greek.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
The best Oasis show I've ever seen.
Yes, because then they played at the Hollywood Bowl and they were horrible.
Who headlined that?
Oasis.
But it flipped. At the Greek, it was Oasis, but it flip-flopped each night. They were both great that night. Yeah. Actually, I thought the Black Crowes were really good at it, but Oasis was... And it was a great Oasis set. Yep. Really, really, that was a good night for them.
Yeah. But then they followed up a year later at the Hollywood Bowl, and I went with your brother, Stevie, and Liam threw out his voice probably the third song in. It was the worst show I've ever seen, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so disappointing.
Quick tangent going around the room. What's the worst show you've ever seen? We've heard Seabell's.
Well, no, I have another.
Oh, she's got another.
I think it was 1994 September. There was this band Mud Pie. That was
wow.
But those guys could dress.
And play guitar.
Rob, you've been to a lot of shows. Anything stick out as a serious, like, bad night?
That's a good question.
Yeah, there was like the big concerts. I had a couple disappointments I went to, but then there was like the whole 80s club scene on Sunset where pretty much any night of the week you could get a rival for the worst set you've ever seen.
That's true.
You know?
But at the time, we were more accepting, I think, of the cheese factor, where now in retrospect we go, my God.
No, dude, there were some shows I saw at the time, I was like, you've got to be kidding. There was a band called Rankus Tide.
Rankus Tide!
They had all the attitude, they had all the amps, they had all the guitars, and it was one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
Because we seem to see them every time they would open for Shark Island about every 3 weeks.
They thought they were Van Halen, and yet they had no songs, like, at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I remember Rankus Tide was one of those bands that we used to see with everybody, and they weren't so good. Who was the other one?
Who was the guy that wore the pink louvered glasses and the pink furry boots? Do you remember that band? I can't remember the name.
Well, it sounds like Tough.
No, I saw him at like Kazari's or something. I was like, oh my God, the whole new, an all-time low.
Was that maybe sibling rivalry, or?
It could have been. I don't remember if that guy was that, out there with his outfits. But yeah, I was like, oh my God.
or Hans Naughty.
Yeah, see, I mean, we could just go down this path,
Yeah.
and one will just do the other one. There was some brutally awful bands.
You got to name a band that more people who are listening are.
I will say this. I went and saw that. I was not disappointed in Queensryche. Even recently, I saw Queensryche a couple years ago. I thought they were awesome. But I did see the Counting Crows once on the Recovering the Satellites tour.
Why?
And I was just bored to tears. I liked that album at the time. There's still a few songs on there actually that I still think are good, but I was just bored. It wasn't that they were awful and throwing chords, and they were just. I was just shocked. I was just really shocked. I expected some personality, and I got none.
I hear you.
Might have been a bad night. I don't know, but
let's go to the phones really quick, and then we're going to do that. Who's in the band? Who's this?
Evening, gents. It's Hermie.
Hermie, what's up, pal? How are you?
Happy birthday, Joe Mama.
Thank you so much, man. Thanks for calling in. What a bizarre night I am having. This is, I'm getting it from all angles tonight.
It's been quite the show, man. Been enjoying it, so.
It's guerrilla radio at its finest, right?
So I got an answer for your subdivisions trivia.
Oh, good, good.
Wow.
So what? So okay. For anybody that wasn't listening earlier, we got an email from Sibel, who's actually in the room, and her Rush trivia question was, "What are the initials that get put up on the video game at the end of the subdivisions video?" And the answer is
JMT.
JMT. Any clue what if that was like some kind of inside joke, or did that mean anything?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a little inside joke between the three gents or what, but yeah, it was JMT. So
Did you remember that, or did you look it up?
No, I cheated.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I would have had to cheat too on that one. But the reason I ask if it had any kind of special meaning is I remember as one of those I'm that guy whenever a new Rush album came out, particularly in the 80s, I would dig deep through the liner notes and I was investigating all the minutia, and it seems like especially around that period of time, Exit Stage Left, Signals, Grace Under Pressure, right around that period of time, they were just chock full of inside jokes in all the liner notes and all the stuff. Even like the blueprint of the subdivision map on the back cover of Signals, it was like all kinds of references to band members and all kinds of like weird minutia. So I thought maybe the three letters had some significance.
To the band,
Exactly.
they probably do.
It probably does, yeah.
What do I win?
You win.
$10 is $10.
$10 is $10.
I don't win anything. He wins.
You just won a Marillion CD.
Ask him what he wants.
He wins, actually. He wins. He's the one who answered the question. Yeah.
Hermie, do you want something from the junk drawer?
Yeah, dig deep, find me something, man.
What do you want?
Piece of cake.
Are you into Marillion?
Yeah.
I got something major for you then. I got the Happiness is the Road deluxe box set with the 96-page book, and it's all yours, and it's on its way.
Set me up, Joe Mama.
I will. Just send us an email with your mailing address, and I'll make sure we get that out to you tomorrow. You're a champ for knowing the answer to that, even if you did cheat.
Me and my buddy Google, man.
Cheating gets you a box set.
That's right. All right, Hermie, anything else, man? Are you good?
I'm good, man.
Good to talk to you, pal.
Yeah, take care.
See you
Have a
soon.
good night, man.
Wow, there's a lot going on in here. We're doing a lot of headphone shifting, which is probably a lot safer than the other things that we could be.
It's kind of like shape shifting.
Yeah, sure, just a little bit.
It's like Transformers for used bin stop.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
Right. Let me give you one more that I was listening to because I think that you'll probably be really interested in. Oh, actually, wait, we were going around the room. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Michelle had Michelle had a worse show.
Robert Fripp. Totally in control.
Really?
That's funny. We were just talking.
Awful for me.
We were just talking about that show. Probably with almost every guest that comes in here these days, like Matt Scannell was in here and Dan Reed was in here, and we had this whole conversation about Robert Fripp and whales fucking, and the way that was. I think I would agree with you. Maybe, possibly, the worst thing I've ever seen from someone I was really looking forward to seeing.
It was so off the charts bizarre. I don't know if it was bad or just like a train wreck that I was just like, are you kidding? I honestly didn't know when we walked in. Rob, I think we've told you this story before, but Robert Fripp was opening for Porcupine Tree. Right. So anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, he was doing an opening set. And so as a Porcupine Tree fan, you probably know or enjoy some King Crimson from time to time because it's not too much of a stretch. And the fact that he was opening was very cool. So we were excited, and the entire population of the crowd that night was all huddled in the lobby, the main lobby, but you couldn't get past the main doors into the venue until they opened up those doors. And so all of the ushers, not the usher, by the way, but all of the ushers were keeping everybody in the lobby. And so when it was time for everybody to be let in, they opened the doors and everybody started filing in, and the house lights were still up, and Robert Fripp was up on stage, and we thought he was sound checking or something, and I felt like we shouldn't be even in the room yet, and he was just making whale sounds, and he continued to do this for 40 minutes.
Dude, it was easily the worst thing you've ever done.
And then he got up.
It was terrible.
He got up. He just nodded at the crowd and walked off stage, and that was his set. And we didn't even know he had started
But
yet.
that's a Robert Fripp show. I
Yeah,
think
it was.
You need to quantify this question.
Yeah.
It should be rather, a band you've seen before.
Here's Seabell's laying down ground rules.
Isn't this used bin radio
it should be
where
a band
you guys
you've
are doing
seen
this kind of stuff? Because that's probably a typical Robert Fripp show. So people who are fans of Robert expect that, know that, and deal with that and love it.
From what I understand, though, that was actually a record that he just put out a record that probably should have been called "The Sounds of Whales Fucking," but because that's pretty much what it sounded like. So I think that's what he was.
That was the
playing.
original title. The record company changed it.
Yeah, they couldn't handle it. Dude, I don't know.
Walmart wasn't going to carry it.
Yeah, that's right. The PETA was going to have a real problem with that.
Yeah, it was finally released under the title of The Aquatic Friendly.
Yeah, exactly. That was just brutal. By the way, I got a text message from Fergie wishing you wishing you a happy birthday. And let's see, we've got I've been getting updates from Dean, who was here and now is at Vertical Horizon up at the Roxy, and he just sent me one that's saying Neil Peart is in the house.
Well, he's actually in our room too. He's smiling at us right now. Hey, Neil.
He's lovingly approving of the show tonight. Of it, I can see.
He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does. He's enjoying himself.
Yes, but Getty does not. Getty is very, very suspicious.
Getty's not sure.
Getty's suspicious. Something's going on, and Alex looks like he just farted. It's like he farted in the room, and he's waiting for everyone else to figure it out. Yeah, exactly. So, wow, lots of stuff. Hold on, I got more things coming in here. Jesus, things are coming in left and right.
Hot off the wire.
We need a Rachel worst show ever. And I'm guessing it's not going to be a Tool show.
Well, I have seen some disappointing Tool shows, but worst one ever, maybe The Cure.
Really?
That one was so bad. It was so boring, and actually the sound was so bad.
Now, when was this? Like, how long ago?
This was a long time ago.
Interesting.
10?
At least 10. Over 10.
Funny. I saw The Cure. I saw The Cure probably right around that same time. When I was at West One, we recorded them at the Palace. Small, what's Palace? 1,500 people, maybe.
Yeah, I
right?
think that
Something like that. And Robert Smith looked like he was the size of the stage. I was like, you needed to reinforce that stage because that man, I know he doesn't fly, likes to take a boat overseas, but he looked like the boat. I mean, it was awful and disgusting. He was so boring.
It was so boring. It was painful, and I kept saying, "Oh no, this is The Cure. This is The Cure. I gotta stick this one out." And the sound was so awful that I was like, I can't do this anymore. And
really? So they didn't even sound good? Because sometimes when they're boring, at least they sound good.
Exactly.
Like everyone's trying to play well.
You have something to fall back on. But this one was like, first of all, it sounded so bad first and foremost, and then it was just so boring. I'm like,
But it's
I can't do
interesting
this.
that you stuck it out because it's The Cure.
Exactly.
That's just like we've talked about, well, at least these guys have talked about many times. You stick out a record from a band that you really love just because it's that band. And you make yourself like it because you listen to it so many freaking times.
You know what's funny about that,
That's
though?
the answer.
No, I'll tell you. It's funny about that is that I try to go back to the record like 6 months later and try to listen to it with like a fresh palate. Like, go, okay.
Metallica.
What
Great
record?
Example. We've discussed this over and over. That
The last one. But you are certainly on the no-go side of that.
it doesn't have legs to it, like you're talking about.
Right.
Gone Back, it's Joe put it perfectly. It's a step in the right direction, but it just doesn't do it.
See, I don't think
it's a tough one though, because so many of the great albums of all time, like the first time I listened to them, I didn't dig it.
Right.
And then 3-4 listens in, you're like, you know what, this is pretty good.
That's right.
And then 10 listens, like, damn, this fucking is amazing. So it's a hard one because you have a good point. Sometimes they just continue to suck after repeated listens.
See, I would.
I mean,
I know. I totally agree. There's plenty of those records out there. You know what I mean? And but I know that if it's a band that I inherently love, it's worth listening to the shitty record. We were talking about this last week. Some of the Black Sabbath records, the non-Dio, Gillan, or Ozzy records, right? The Tony Martin records and that stuff, right? That's what's so great is that I haven't been able to find one note of that band that I'm not willing to listen to over and over and over again.
Snakes and Arrows?
I'll suck it up.
Vapor Trails?
I'll tell you what. I was listening. I was listening to the just last night actually before you came over. I was watching the Snakes and Arrows tour DVD where they do a lot of the songs from that record, and I still really enjoy a lot of those songs, especially live. It's just that one song, The Larger Bowl, that I just cannot condone. I cannot condone that song. But that's more than a musical issue. That's just a philosophical issue with his lyrical 180-degree shift from being the world dominator of objectivist philosophy to a victim. I can't handle it.
There's a lot wrong with Snakes and Arrows. And it's not just the songs.
I thought it was the overall record you guys were just, and also the community.
Well, for sure. I mean, that record, first of all, the record sounds awful. It's just produced, it's god-awful. It's just a horrible sounding record. The drums they sound like tin cans. They're so far back in the mix. The whole thing just sounds...
Did they try and make it, quote, modern? Was that the attempt?
Well, the guy that produced it was Nick Raskulinecz. He's produced like the Foo Fighters and stuff like that. And he's a huge Rush fan. And so I think...
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think that he was going for Far Cry, for example, right? When they released Far Cry. I mean, that song is... I like Far Cry. It's a pretty good song. It sounds old Rush-ish. However, you get deep into that record, and it's just like... It's just sort of a blah record. But it's not that I wouldn't keep listening to it. That's the thing. If they wouldn't play all the songs at one time live, if they played a few of those songs here and there, I'm in. No problem, because some of the songs are very, like Joe said, very good live.
Well, that's the thing for me, too, is like if it's an artist that I really respect as an artist, sometimes even if I can't quite climb on board with where they're at, I'm curious what they're doing and why, you know? So, not that I would listen to it 20 times, to force myself to go there, but I'm certainly, Radiohead sometimes. I mean, I love Radiohead. They're one of my favorite bands. I don't always get it, but that's part of what I love about Radiohead is they force me to stretch. So
Is that right?
That's exactly how
I think it's right.
That's
actually.
exactly
I really
how
do think it's right.
That's exactly how I feel about the Ramones. They always keep me guessing.
Yeah, you never know what's coming.
They continuously put out records.
Well, it just gets deeper the more you listen to it. Like you just really
you got to understand.
Those lyrics.
You got to understand. Sheena is a punk rocker. Sheena is a punk rocker now.
That's exactly right. It's funny you bring up Radiohead, though, because I do the same thing with Radiohead. And there's a handful of Radiohead records that I will never listen to again. Kid A with
Kid A took me a while. Although Kid A, I will say this, I loved that album, but when I saw them play it live, I got it. That totally changed me. I went,
that would make sense.
I got it after you saw them play it live?
When I saw them play it live, everything clicked for me with Radiohead.
I understand that. Have you heard this new record?
Yeah, I've only listened to parts of it so far. So I
hate it.
Really?
To me, it's Kid A Part 2.
That's sort of the word on it, is that they kind of...
But I hate that. What happened to fucking Karma Police? I mean, really?
Yeah, well,
where did the pop sensibility go? It's a bunch of, you know what I mean? It feels like it's a guy pushing a button on a computer. It drives me nuts.
And I do, wish that... I miss that about them, because they do it well. I agree with you. Yeah. Like, there's they can write melodies and hooks and things that are deep and beautiful and amazing. And they've sort of abandoned that about themselves. So I do miss that, but I still, it's amazing what they've done, and I'm curious,
You made a good point just a minute ago, though. There are certain bands and certain albums in particular that I just don't get, and then I see it live, and suddenly it comes to life. And I got to admit, that was even true for me with, we were just talking about Snakes and Arrows. From day one, I had philosophical issue with The Larger Bowl, but I didn't love that record at first. I thought when they put up the original teaser about a month before the record came out, they put out a 30-second little teaser of the opening riff of Far Cry, and I thought, oh, this is great. It harkens back to the days of the Hemispheres riff, and this is going to be prog, and it's going to be epic. And then the record came out, and it was more or less just Vapor Trails Part 2, and I didn't love it. And but when I saw it live, I said, you know what? Some of these songs really are epic, but I still can't stomach the larger ball. But that's just me.
Yeah, well, if you got a philosophical problem with it, it makes sense.
That's a good point. I take back what I said.
Okay.
Because that is true. When you
Seabell stands corrected.
When you see it live, a certain act.
It depends.
It can.
It's not I certainly wouldn't call that 100% rule.
Absolutely, but you're completely right. I take that now that I think about it.
Well, can you flip it around? Have you ever been so into an album, but then you go and see the live show, and you're like, I just don't get it?
It depends on the year. Anthrax in 2010, not good. Playing Spreading the Disease, not a good time.
Actually, on that same night, we saw Megadeth doing not Peace Sells. What album did we see them do?
Rest in Peace.
Rest in Peace. Didn't really translate to a gripping live show, did it?
The album is not good, but we can go on about that too.
Yeah,
the album is not strong. It starts off strong and it just goes downhill.
Yeah, not the record you want to hear in its entirety.
The best Megadeth record ever, and I completely disagree. Not.
Hello, me. Meet the real me.
I wanted to tell you though, pretty good. I wanted to tell you my two worst shows.
Really funny, actually.
My two worst shows ever. Okay. And you're going to be very disappointed in me, but I got to say this. I just got to say the two that come to mind. One of them was a club show, and one was like an arena rock band.
I know exactly what it is.
The club show was, and this is nobody really knows who this guy is or anything, so I'm not really bagging on somebody's favorite right now. But there's this guy named Mark Kozolek, singer-songwriter. He was in a '90s alternative band called Sun Kill Moon. I don't know if anybody remembers him. Anyway, for I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago, for about 6 months, he was like the critics' darling, and he had put out a solo album, and all the local writers were going, "Oh, this is the next big thing." And he was playing the Troubadour. So me and my brother Steve and a couple of our buddies, we were down in Hollywood that night, and Steve knew about Mark Kozolek, so we decided to go down and check out the show. It became very apparent very quickly that everybody in the room had no idea who this guy was, but it was the place to be that night. And so in between his...
Love LA.
And make it worse, he was doing a single man, solo acoustic show, and in between the songs, there was like 5 minutes of this.
Awesome.
Dead silence.
Really?
It was
hang out.
Yeah, you would just hear people.
Would he talk? Nothing.
He wouldn't say anything. He would just tune his guitar, and it would be like these long pauses of silence, and there was nothing going on. You'd hear like the glasses being washed in the back room. You'd hear the conversations going out, and it was uncomfortable. It was painful silence, like literally like 4 or 5 minutes.
Uncomfortable, or suck uncomfortable.
Like suck uncomfortable. Now, me and Steve had a few cocktails before we got down there, and after about 5 or 6 songs,
start getting rowdy.
We never got rowdy, but after about 5 or 6 songs and these long uncomfortable silences, we were looking at each other going, this is unbelievable. So during one of the uncomfortable silences, I yelled out, "Somebody tell a joke!"
And you were heckling,
and he got so pissed off.
Dude, you're blowing my mind.
Yeah.
I wonder why it was.
Yeah, he got so pissed off. He's like, "Shut the fuck up!" I'm like,
"Really?"
Yeah. I'm like, dude, wow. I had a nerve here. Oh, we got somebody on the line.
God.
Hey, who's this in Houston?
Oh. Hello?
Hey, it's Fergie.
Hey, Fergie. Fergie, what's going on, partner?
What's going on, guys? I'm missing listening to the celebration tonight, but Joe wanted to say happy birthday belated.
Well, thank you so much, man. 3 votes to you. Any chance we're going to see you on Saturday for the pub crawl?
Saturday is a potential. If I can dig myself out of the snow up here in Tahoe, then I'll make it.
Nice, because that's the last sort of training round for our livers before we head off to Amsterdam. So we got to do it. So hopefully we'll see you.
I like when you say things like that. Like, well, if I don't see you then, I'll just have to see you in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'll just see you in Amsterdam. It's funny. You know, we've been to the Marillion conventions in Amsterdam enough now where it feels like sort of home away from home, and it was really bizarre to me, but enjoyable on some secret level. When last time around, I told our good friend Eric, all right, well, you know, we'll hook up. I'll meet you in Amsterdam. He said, well, where? I said, I'll meet you at 2 o'clock on that Thursday in front of Anne Frank's house. He said, okay, see you there. And that was just like, that's what we did. We just went to Anne Frank's house, and that's where we met up.
Very nice.
Very cool.
It's so prog rock to go to Anne Frank house.
It's so prog rock. It is, right? It is. It totally is.
Fergie, what are you doing in Tahoe, man?
Dude, I'm skiing and drinking. I mean,
good for you.
What else is there?
That's good, man. That's good.
Well done, man.
I'm with my 75-year-old father, and we can still ski together and have a good time. So it's
very
awesome.
good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. And lots of snow.
Yeah, we're doing. There's no shortage of snow, and it's been excellent up here. But the show sounds like it's a fun time tonight.
We're having good times. We're having cake and special guests. What more can you ask for? Oh, Michelle just said hi.
Oh, that's the lovely Michelle.
Come on the mic, Michelle. Come say hello.
The towel. I did hear.
I can't hear you. Hold on.
Nice.
Wait, here we go. She's putting on phone so you can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is Michelle live in the studio?
I am. Can you believe it?
A special guest. My God.
That's sweet of you. So you better be there this weekend then.
That's right. Hey, did I hear the tail ends of that Robert Fripp story before I came on air?
Yes, you did.
The whale sounds fucking? Yeah.
The whale sounds, yeah. All I heard was Joe saying, somebody tell a joke, but I quickly determined that
was a different crappy show.
This has turned into the shitty show night for whatever reason. Let's talk about crappy shows towards the end of our show. So you've juxtaposed two stories.
Amen. All right, well, guys, I won't keep you any longer. Have a great rest of the show. And, Joe, happy birthday, man.
Thanks so much. Thanks for calling, Fergie. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend. If not, I'll meet you at Anne Frank's house.
Oh, yeah, we'll just see you there at 10 a.m. on Thursday.
There you go.
That's good.
Later, Fergie. Thanks for calling, man.
Ciao.
All right. Joe, what are we doing here? Let's go to a break. Let's play a tune.
Joe has another band he wanted to talk about, but keep it short, Joe.
Yeah, the other one, real short. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I do.
What am I going to say?
Pearl Jam.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. And I was so excited about it, too, because I hadn't seen them in a long time. And, I hadn't seen them since, 10 and Versus. 90.
Now, when was this show? Time frame?
Last year.
Last year, okay.
Last year. They were touring the new record, which was called...
Is it Pearl? No. Oh, I don't know.
Is this the one with the avocado?
Yes.
Pearl Jam?
No, that's Pearl Jam.
No, I forget what it was called.
What was
something.
called?
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. They did one after that.
I forget what it was called, but...
you don't remember that? What was the name of the last Pearl Jam record?
I don't remember.
See, that's how memorable it was. Even Brad doesn't remember. But we went to that show.
I still think the record's good, though.
You
I
do?
don't remember the name of the record, but dude, I don't remember where I fucking live. So
I sat through that show. I don't know. I was just bored to tears through that show. Going, really? This is the world dominating Pearl Jam. This is it. This is all they got to offer me. They were like. They should have been playing in somebody's garage that night.
They were phoning it in kind of thing? Or?
I don't even know that they were phoning it in because they were bouncing all around, but they were confused. One guy seemed like he was in a metal band. They got a surfer, a metal guy, some classic rock guy, some alternate hipster. It was all very confusing.
Well, if you'd closed your eyes, maybe you would have got it.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe if they would have played some Rush songs, I would have got it. That's probably what it would have taken. Instead, the one cover they pulled out was a Neil Young song, which was The Nail in the Coffin. Because if there's anything I hate worse than Pearl Jam live, it's Neil Young.
See, and I'll tell you,
I like Neil, but Pearl Jam pulling out Neil isn't really like.
But that, unfortunately, that's
or anything.
No, that's what they do. They play that song almost every night. It's kind of a drag, but see, I thought they were great that night.
So you saw the same show and you thought
we
they
were
were
there
great.
Together. Yeah, it was my problem with that show. I've seen Pearl Jam countless times, but the problem with that show is that basically they played the wrong set, and the problem is when they play 2 or 3 nights in a row, they'll just play completely different sets.
Right. So
sometimes you just catch a bad night, and so the set list wasn't exactly my favorite, but they played their ass off. They were tight as shit. I thought they were really good.
Right.
It's just, if you don't get that thing, then you don't get it. There was one night when I saw them at Blockbuster Pavilion, wherever it's at San Bernardino. Yeah. And in fact, it was the night that Joe's house got robbed, which is oddly enough that I remember that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And it was the first time I'd seen him since the Versus tour, and I was blown away. I mean, they just became a jam band with like a ton of hits. That's what they've become.
That's
so,
cool.
yeah. But if you're not a Pearl Jam fan, you're not going to be a Pearl Jam fan after that show. That's just the way it is. So there you go. All right, dude, my phone is vibrating. Dean is sending manic updates about Vertical Horizon. I don't even know where to start.
That's because he's probably standing right next to Neil right now, stalking.
Was that where Dean went?
Yeah.
No, he says good so far. He says night Brad, night Joe, night Michelle, night Seabell, night Metal Warrior Princess, love to all.
Good night, John Boy.
That's sweet. I should have read that at the end of the show. All right, let's go to a quick tune. Do you have one queued up? Okay, catch our breath, and then we'll call it a night.
Just begun, but now I'm gonna throw it away, Mama. I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. Silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very frightening. Galileo, Figaro, Magnifico. Will you let me go? Bismillah, go. We will not let you go, let him go. Bismillah, we will not let you go, let him go. Bismillah, we will not let you go, let me go. We'll not let you go, let me go. We'll not let you go, let it go. No. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub as a devil puts aside for me. Now! So you think you can stop me and spit my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Ooh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. I just gotta get out. I just gotta get right out of here. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to
Right.
I thought that was
I thought
good.
it was pretty good.
Yes, I thought it was very good.
Like Queen off the fucking stage.
Yes, absolutely.
right. Welcome back to Newsman Radio. It's time for Rachel with the music news.
No news.
No news? No bueno?
She'll be here in a minute.
Okay. All right, we'll come back to the music news.
We'll give you some tunes.
That's never happened before. All right, what do you got? Nice.
Joe, you gotta talk.
Okay. All right. So it's a birthday show, and we're having a good time, and we got a lot of people in the room, and we had some cake, and Rachel is in the room. We're going to do some music news in a moment, and what else? What else is going on here? We're plugging in chords, and we got a whole situation going on here, folks. So
Rachel has her own cool headphones.
She does. She does. They're shiny. They're shiny.
Okay. Joe, she's gonna stand in your joint.
Okay. All right. So without further ado. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rachel. The Middle Warrior Princess with music news. Hey, hi, Rachel.
Hi, guys.
What's going on, Rach? No, you're unplugged. Sorry. Rachel got the other plug.
Rachel Unplugged. Is that like a VH1 special?
No, Sibel was unplugged. All right, Rach, what's happening in the news?
Well, as Sibel had mentioned, we have a death. We have a death. We have a birthday and we have a death.
Oh, yikes! We have a death.
It feels like it feels like every show we do a death on. We do a death.
We have a death.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe. I heard, was it your dad's birthday today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm 2 days older.
I was wrong.
Brad.
I know. I
Get
blew
your
it.
back straight.
I know. Sorry about that. My bad.
You were an early present, right?
What?
You were an early birthday present for your father.
I was. Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you hear that Duff McKagan has started a new company? It's a financial company, and it's aiming to give advice to struggling musicians.
Really? No, I haven't heard about this.
He has a degree in finance. He's actually supposed to be like a financial genius. Yeah. He has a few degrees in finance, and he's been working on that. I think it's like Cal State.
If I remember,
he has a lot of money to practice with.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
But if you ask him, he'll tell you he's got none. That's the funny part.
Really?
Yeah, he'll tell you he's broke. That's why he keeps doing music.
I've never heard this about Duff before. This is totally news to me.
He writes an article.
It's a good thing I know the You've Been Rachel music news.
He writes a weekly article, I think, or a monthly column.
He writes in Playboy. He has a column in Playboy, and he gives financial advice.
Right.
And so now he's actually starting a financial company where they advise clients, and it's kind of geared towards like the young musicians just getting into the business and how to guide them and not get robbed.
Good.
They robbed them blind.
Yeah.
He also has an autobiography that's going to be coming out relatively soon. He just finished writing it. So let's see. We have Duff. We have Slash. We have
Steven Adler.
Steven Adler. Where's Axl?
Who cares?
Who cares? I think that's the one I want to read the most.
Of course. That's why we'll never see it.
All the personalities come out.
Here's a question. That's right.
Yeah.
It'll be like Sybil. Remember that movie Sybil? With like Sally Field with her 12 personalities? Am I dating myself? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, it'll be like that. That movie gave me nightmares too.
You're dating yourself.
Yeah, I still can't listen to Rachmaninoff after that.
Oh, dude, that movie gave me nightmares. It scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. That and The Boy in the Plastic Bubble with John Travolta.
That didn't scare me.
It scared me.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a happy movie.
What'd you say?
Big John Travolta news. He's getting back together with the Welcome Back Kotter folks for a reunion.
Is that right?
TV Land.
No.
TV Land, yeah. I saw that.
I swear you're gonna die.
I swear, you're gonna die.
Yeah, that's pretty good. TV Land's got some good shit. They do some pretty cool stuff. I watch Bewitched for about 3 hours every weekend. Is that weird?
Yeah, but which Bewitched?
It's too bad. It's the older ones.
Dick York?
No, it's the Dick York. It's the newer ones with the ones that are in color. And they're not great. You get Adam and you get Tabitha.
Once Tabitha came along.
Yeah.
Jump the shark.
Jump the shark. That's right. So, are we tired of these rock star biographies? I mean, I feel like we're inundated.
I was funny. Sibel and I were talking about this last night, but Sammy Hagar just put out his book,
right?
And now I
for Van Halen.
I haven't read the book.
Just trying to set me up for that?
I haven't read the book.
Did you hear the way you say it?
What?
Sammy Hagar.
Just go.
Sammy Hagar.
Making slack.
Hagar. Sammy Hagar.
Guys, we're on a time thing here.
I have not read the book, but there's some excerpts of it in the current issue of Rolling Stone. I do believe, however, that is basically the same book, but reworked a little bit from the book he did about 5 or 6 years ago, which was never released because he had all kinds of legal entanglements. And I have read that book. I can't imagine he went back to the drawing board and recreated his entire autobiography.
Well, his story hasn't changed that much.
Exactly. So that's why I say it's probably very similar. And so even in that book and the excerpts that I read in Rolling Stone, he's very derogatory about Eddie and a lot of his time with Eddie Van Halen. He's got not a lot of good things to say, but the thing that bugs me most about this particular take on his time with Van Halen is, Sammy, you can't have it both ways, because the whole gist of it is it was so epic, it was so huge, it was the next Cream, it was the next Zeppelin. Eddie couldn't play, he was an idiot, he blah blah blah, the music sucked, blah 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 blah. We'd go out on tour and everybody wanted to come, it was the big event, it was major pageantry. Eddie couldn't play, the songs were terrible, the show was awful.
But what he's trying to say is that, I think what he's trying to say is
both ways, though.
No, I don't think he is. I think what he's telling you is that it was really great, and it could have been really great, but what happened was when it came time to actually, when it came time to pull the trigger, Eddie was fucked up, and Eddie was this, and blah, blah, blah. But I will say this, I think you're only reading, because that's the only stuff that people are printing, is the derogatory stuff. I would be willing to bet that the beginning of the Van Halen story is all good stuff.
Yeah, that's
all the happy stuff, and Van Halen was good, but who cares about that? People want to hear about Sammy ripping Eddie, and that's the stuff that you're getting the sound bites.
Yeah.
So you're not hearing the whole
true.
story.
I guess more than the ripping, because I expected that. I was just sort of bothered by the, like I said, he's trying to have it both ways by painting two simultaneous pictures, and it just didn't work for me, at least in the stuff that I had read.
Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, I guess it's possible. I want the Dave book, but he's not that guy. He put out Crazy from the Heat, and it's like, it's like the old Used Bin magazine. You can read like each little mini story in like one bathroom sitting, but it wasn't a coherent story.
I got
It was like this scene from 82, and then this scene from 77, and this is what happened in 95, and it's just these quick little chapters. And but that's the way his mind works, I'm sure. What?
It's a little like Bob Dylan's book.
Oh, is it?
To make a bizarre sort of line between David Roth and Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
But yeah, he did a book that was only 3 sections and very detailed, but it was like these 3 random times of his life that it's not what you would guess. It's not like when he blew up or anything. It was like some random album he made with Daniel Lanois in New Orleans. That's like a third of the book.
That's
in
crazy.
1990 something. So it's bizarre, but anyway, the unrelated story is different.
Yeah.
But did you like the book?
Loved the book.
Yeah.
And you had 3 sections.
Well, there you go.
It was broken up into.
See, and
the Lee one is
and I loved.
He's a great writer.
I loved the David Lee book, but it wasn't a comprehensive story. But like I said, Dave's not that guy.
Right.
You want the quick little quips and the quick little anecdotes and the punchlines, and he delivers that in a really nice way.
I would be. See, I think that the of all these books, I think the Sammy book will be really good. I'll tell you why, because I think there's so much of a story there. Van Halen's just one part of that story. There's so much other stuff. There's the Montrose stuff and all that, and all the solo stuff before the Van Halen stuff, and really post Van Halen. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of.
Really, Brad?
Well, oh yeah, you're not a Montrose fan at all?
No, it's good stuff.
What the fuck are you doing there?
but like
people only want to read it because they want to know the Van Halen. Do you really think people want to know the Montrose story?
No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me personally. I'm the one interested in that.
Well, like I said, I got what I think is essentially the same book, although it was refurbished for its eventual release now. And when I got it, it was a good read. The Van Halen chapters, bugged me, but that's just for a whole different reason. But he tells his whole life story in a very coherent fashion, and you'd be surprised. Some of the most gripping parts are even pre-Montrose, where he was like attempting to be a pro boxer. Yeah, he's got whole chapters of like financial issues and family turmoil and all kinds of stuff going on. It's an interesting read.
Did you read the Slash book?
I did not.
No, me neither. Keith Richards?
Some.
Last book was cool. I like
Didn't hold my the Keith didn't hold my interest. I was hoping it would too because of all the press that I had read about him, coming out against Nick
Right.
in the book. But no, it just didn't capture my interest.
Anthony Kiedis, anyone?
No.
I'm asking everybody.
In fact, I will actively not read that book.
What else? What other?
Well, what about like Motley Crue's The Dirt?
Great.
I mean, that's
Great.
classic. They're actually
Great
making
book.
turning that into a movie.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's gonna direct it.
Is that true, or
That's
is that-
true.
is that
it's
right?
true. Is it a horror movie?
Yes.
It is now.
It is. Let me tell you, dude, The Dirt is easily, in my opinion, the best of all those books. That is
I would agree. It was
outstanding book.
sensational.
That is true decadence.
Yeah. it
Anyone
was
read the Ozzy
sensational.
book?
Which
No.
one? There's so many, right?
No, the new one. The one isn't that this is the official the one that just came out.
Oh no, I haven't.
Just Call Me Ozzy or something.
I haven't read that.
No.
I was too busy reading Mean Deviation that week.
Such a great book. That's a great
The
book.
Artie Lang book is good. Speaking of rock stars.
Yeah.
Atlas Shrugged.
Is that the one with the steak knives on the cover? Oh, that's not nice. No, that's not nice, Brad. Jesus Christ. Rachel, you got one more for us?
Oh, well, I guess while we're talking about autobios, Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour, he's going to be writing an autobiography as well. Dun-dun-dun.
Jesus. Yeah, really? Does he have enough to write about? Because that's not fair.
He should call it Unmasked.
Well, he's kind of sticking with the metal motif, and he's talking about, like, being a sinner, basically, essentially.
These autobiographies are like these other famous people that put out perfumes. Is that next?
No.
I have.
Hagar Musk.
I still have a bottle of Debbie Gibson's Electric Youth in storage.
I bet you do.
And you have your David Beckham that you wear.
Well, yeah, I wear my Beckham.
He wears that on his chin.
Happy birthday! Hip, 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 hip.
I couldn't resist. It just happened to come up. Right. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of all these biographies, just to get back to that for a minute.
Is there one that you want? Is there one that, God, I wish that guy would write a story?
Yes.
Which
Getty, Alex, or Neil? Well, Neil sort of, you got a glimpse.
Yeah,
but
you get a lot of books from Neil, and those are all gripping. Those are excellent books.
actually, the Getty and Alex, I guess it'd probably be boring, no? But their perspective of road life would be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if it makes for a great book. I think Neil's the writer. Neil's the writer that I want to read of those three.
Yep,
I think
would agree.
he captures it pretty well.
Good question.
And
Who do I need?
There was a great Brian Wilson autobiography. The man was really mental. He really was mental, and I love that about him. But I'm trying to think if there's another one that I just have been really waiting for.
Charlie Sheen.
I mean, I wish there had been.
We know that story.
Duh, winning.
Yeah, I'm on drugs. It's called Charlie Sheen.
I kind of wish there would have been a Kevin Gilbert autobiography, but I guess that's what Shaming of the True is for.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure who I need. Which one of those books I can't put down? Because really, I thought The Dirt was the preeminent book. That was the best. I could not put that book down at all. What are you doing over there, kid? No, I'm having more fun watching Joe. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Why don't we do that? He's looking for the winning thing. There you go.
Winning.
All right.
Winning.
Joe Mama, let's wrap this thing up.
Let's wrap it up.
Rachel, thank you for an abbreviated version of the news tonight. Yay! All right, a few thank yous before we get out of here.
Yes, please. Yes,
Rich,
please.
PureRockRadio.net. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Rich. You demand.
Terry Edwards, Max Krasny at Westwood One.
Thanks so much, guys.
Rob Wilson and Chris Stone for usedbin.com.
Nothing but props, pals.
That's right. And a quick reminder that we are back here next week, 7 p.m. Pacific time on usedbin.com is where you can find us. You can also, sorry, Rob, you can find us on Facebook.
You can.
You can find us on Twitter, usedbin.com.
You can do that too.
Actually, Usebin Radio. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And another quick thank you for everybody that pulled this off
thank
tonight.
you
Let
so
me just
much.
say
To you,
all of
and
you.
to you, and to you, and to you,
Maybe a
and
little
to
thanks to
Stephen
Brad
and
for putting it
Dean,
together, huh?
and to the brother man.
It's my pleasure. That's a lot of she came around. I knew you'd come around, kid. Yes, you guys all pulled this off, so I really appreciate you guys taking time and coming out and doing it.
You guys are all
Dean,
champs.
Yes, Dean and Stephen, if you're listening on the podcast, thank you and good night.
Yes.
Joe Mama, is it time to get out of here?
I think it is. So, brother man, there's something I've been wanting to tell you
Yes, sir.
all night. And so...
You want me to get the toilet paper?
I'm just going to come out and say it, but It's been nice to see ya.
And as always, young man, to see ya. Nice. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a weekly occurrence with the things and the buttons and the pushings and the not put. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Now we get the nothings and the noodles and the things. Can a brother get an ending? That's all I'm asking. Can a brother get a happy ending? And there it is. All right, see you next week, everybody. Good night now.
What are you listening to?
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
You're listening to a live internet broadcast on Pure Rock Radio.
At PureRockRadio.net.